goals, man. This is what we're going to do. We ain't get that far down the road. We'll start it over. And that might give me an opportunity to then just take the other video down. But yeah, we give praise, esteem, and honor to the living Elohim in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. John 5:39, you know, search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life. And they which testify of me. And you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that you have not the love of Elohim in you. I come in my Abba's name, you receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. How can you believe which receive honor one from another, and not the honor that comes from Elohim only? Do not think that I will accuse you. The Abba there's one you, even Moses, in whom you trust. Had you believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote it. But if you believe not his writings, how should you believe my words? All esteem and praise to Abba and Shamahim in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Ecclesiastes 3:11. He had made every beautiful in his time, and also set the world in their heart, so that no man can find out the work that Elohim make from the beginning to the end. I know that no good in them, but for to rejoice and to do good in his life. Also that every man should eat and drink and enjoy the good of all his labor, it to get to Elohim. I know that whatsoever Elohim do, it shall be forever. Nothing can be put to it, nor anything taken from it, and Elohim do. That should fear before him. That which has been is now, and that which is to be have already been, and Elohim requires that which is past. Revelation 1:5. You're high strong today, huh?
And from Yahushua HaMashiach, the faithful witness, the first begotten of the dead, and the prince of the kings of the earth, king, to him esteem and dominion forever and ever. Amen. Behold, he come with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen. I'm Aleph and the Tav, the beginning and the ending.
The first and the
saith the Lord, which is, and which was, and which is to come, the Almighty.
Revelation 17:8. Hey, Dookie Boo. Give me one.
The beast that you saw was, and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, going to perdition, and they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was, and is not, and yet is.
And yet it? Yet what?
Yet is.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the mind that has...
Daniel 8:1.
In the third year of the reign of King Belshazzar, a vision appeared unto me, Daniel, after that which appeared unto me at the first. And I saw in a vision, and it came to pass when I saw that I, at Shushan, the palace which is in the province of Elam, and I saw in a vision, and I was by the river of Ulai.
And then I lifted up what?
My eyes and saw, and behold, there stood before the river a ram which had horns, and the horns high, but one higher than the other, and the higher came up last.
Revelation 17:9.
And here's the mind which have wisdom. 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sit. There are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is. The other is not yet come. And when he come, he must continue a short space. Mm-hmm. And the beast that was and is not, even
the beast that was
and is not,
he even what?
Is the 8th.
He's the 8th.
And is of the 7 and going to perdition. And the 10 horns which you saw are 10 kings.
See, the beast is that 8th one that come up, that's higher, that come up greater than the last. That's 7. You know what I'm talking about? Come on, man.
And the 10 horns which you saw are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast.
That's right.
These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. Mm-hmm. For he is Lord of lords, King of kings, and they that are with him, called and chosen and faithful.
That's good. Daniel 8:4.
I saw the ram pushing westward and northward and southward, so that no beast might stand before him, neither that could deliver out of his hand, but he did according to his will and became great.
That's right.
And as I was considering, behold, a he-goat came from the west
to the face of the whole
earth
and touched not
the ground
and the goat,
a notable horn between his eyes.
And he came to the ram
that had horns,
which I seen standing
before the river,
and I ran unto him
in the fury of his power,
and I saw him
close unto the ram, and he moved with choler against him.
Remember, choler mean to be bitter, and what he did to the ram.
Smote the ram and break his 2 horns,
and there was no power in the ram
to stand before him.
He cast him down to the ground
and stamped upon him.
There was none that could deliver the ram
out of his hand.
Therefore, the he-goat
waxed very great.
When he was strong,
the great horn was broken. For it came up 4 notable ones towards the 4 winds of Shamaim.
And out of one of them,
a little horn,
which waxed exceeding
great toward the south,
and towards the what?
East,
and towards the what?
The pleasant.
That's Jerusalem. And it waxed what?
Great
to the host of what?
Shamaim.
And it cast down what?
Of the host of the stars to the ground and stamped upon them.
Revelation 12 and 5. After that, Matthew 25 and 41.
And she brought forth a man-child who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron, and her child was caught up unto Elohim in his throne. And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she had a place prepared of Elohim, that they should feed her there 1,260 days. And there was war in Shamaim. Michael and his Malachim fought against the serpent, and the serpent fought in his Malachim, and prevailed not. Neither was there place found any more in Shamaim.
There wasn't no place in Shamaim for him.
And the great serpent was cast out, that old serpent called the devil, and Hashatan, which deceived the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his Malachim were cast out with him.
If you remember, that go right along what we read in Daniel 20. And Isaiah 24 last night. Come on back. Oh, read us right. Matthew 25 and 41. You the next nigga get hit with a cane.
Then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, depart from me, you cursed, in the everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his Malachim.
Prepared for the devil and his who?
And his Malachim.
And come on back, you 8 and 11.
Yea, he magnified even to the prince of the host, and by him the daily was taken away.
He magnified even to the who?
To the prince of the host.
So again, he magnified to Satan. How do we know this? We just read last night in Revelation 13 that this beast get his power from the serpent. We read in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 last night that this man get his power from Satan. Oh, I don't think we did read that. Let's read it now. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, man, verse 5. Shalom, brother Shaul, man. That's a Bobby. You talking to the Bobby?
Remember you not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, and now you know what withhold, that he might be revealed in his time.
In his time.
For the mystery of iniquity do already work, only he who now let, until he be taken out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the ruach of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, whose coming is after the working with
so
all
when you
power.
see this here, he come back and tell him what magnified mean in Daniel 8 and 11, man. See, a lot of brothers want stuff. You wanted to say the devil. You wanted to say Satan.
That's
you ain't got no understanding. Throw it in the trash.
That's a gadol, to grow, to become great or important, to promote, to make powerful, to praise, to magnify, to do great things.
He gonna praise the prince of the host. Then it say by him the daily was taken away. We talked about the daily last night. It's the same word. Tell him what it is. I mean, pretty much, hold on. Well, you pretty much can see that when they're right there in Daniel 8 and 10. Wax great to the host of Shamaim and cast down of the host and of the stars to the ground and stamped on them. You know what I'm talking about? And besides that, Isaiah 24. Get Isaiah 24 for him, man. 24 and 20. Don Joanne. You be in the body.
Okay, the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. It shall be removed like a cottage. And the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. And it shall come to pass in that day, Yahuwah shall punish the host of the high ones.
He punished the host of the who?
Of the high ones on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. Mm-hmm. They shall be gathered together, prisoners are gathered in the pit, and shall be shut up in the prison. Mm-hmm. After many days shall they be visited. Then the moon shall be confounded and unashamed, when Yahuwah of hosts shall reign in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem before his ancients gloriously.
Go ahead. Daniel 8 and 11 again.
It says, yea, he magnified even to the prince of the host, and by him the daily was taken away, and the place of his sanctuary was cast down.
Tell him what daily mean again.
It's Talmud, continue perpetuity.
Mm-hmm. Tell him what taken away is.
That's room to rise up, to be high, to be lofty, to be exalted. That's the take away.
He's gonna take away the daily or the perpetual or the continual. Tell him what we know. The places. Tell him what time it is. You know, Big Dodge, the sanctuary.
That's shalak. To throw, to cast, or hurl, to fling, to throw away, to cast off, to cast down.
So the place of this man's sanctuary, he gonna throw it down. That's what we read in Revelation 11 last night also. Read verse 12, Daniel 8.
And a host was given against the daily by reason of transgression.
Hold on. A what was given?
A host was given.
What's a host? Who knows what a host is? That's an army. He said an army was given him against the daily. What you think that means? See, they got you around here thinking about, you think this man finna get an army so you don't have to sacrifice? No. Shalom, Brother Margaret. Well, he getting the daily to go against those who got the word, man. Tell him what host is, man.
Sabal, that's that which goes forth in army, warfare, a host.
Warfare. What we read last night, we'll read it again. Revelation 13 and 6. Oh, you around here Al Bundy in it? You Al Bundy in it. You Al Bundy in it. Comfortable. That ain't ladylike. You don't care about being a lady, huh? That's a damn shame. Better not be no girl in there. And she gonna be sitting in the house, Al Bundy. I once scored 4 touchdowns in a single game. That's what you gonna tell. I once dropped 12 in a whole game. I had 12, 12, and 12. You gonna tell you had a triple-double, you ain't never had one. You ever had a triple-double? Hell nah, you ain't passed the ball. Football, you the one play. How you play basketball, you ain't know what a triple-double is. Ain't that been long. You wasn't playing no ball out there. You just were running. You were doing cardio. You were Patrick Beverly. You were PJ Tucker. So you didn't even know how you had it. But she told us she could ball, though. Then she tell us she could play some ball. You were playing for fun, but you didn't know if you had a double-double, a triple-double. I know what you had. You had a single-single. You had 5 and 5. What was your career points per game average? And what was it? That nigga wasn't getting no buckets. That nigga wasn't getting no bucket. You were the biggest nigga out there and wasn't getting no bucket. You know, I know you ain't score when y'all played them dyke holes at Reebok. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, he run up on them dyke holes at Reebok. That nigga like this here. I don't want to go in, coach. Damn. When y'all used to play and they kind of fill y'all up, do little stuff. You playing games, boy. Niggas will do stuff like that because it throw you off your game. Dennis Rodman definitely did Karl Malone like that for an entire NBA Finals series. You know what I'm talking about? They thought he was gay and he played right into it to throw him off his game. You just like Dennis Rodman? Damn! Damn! Listen. That nigga say how much the bus pass costs. That nigga said R. Kelly. You like who?
She thought it was cute too. His early career.
Come here, Lizzie. Y'all like ugly niggas, huh? Not even medium ugly, all the way down. Which one you want? Which one you want? Muffin Man. Muffin Man.
Dennis always look crazy.
Listen, tell your brother come here.
Dennis was like he rate girls. That's what I thought. Doing something like that.
Come on, let's read Daniel 8 and 12 again.
They're like, well, y'all too.
It's saying a host was given against the daily by reason of transgression.
Oh, that's right. We're supposed to read Revelation 13 and 6. Tell me what that says. Tell my man to come here. I got something for him.
Saying he opened his mouth in blasphemy against Elohim to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in Shamayim. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints.
To make how you can't make war without an army.
And to overcome them. And power was given him
Zechariah,
over all kindreds and tongues and nations.
Daniel 7:21. Come here. Hey, Ruthie. Come here.
I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them.
That same horn made war with the who?
With the saints.
And did what?
Prevailed against them.
Come on.
Until the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High. And the time came that the saints possessed the Malkuth. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, and shall be diverse from all kingdoms.
Oh, that's good. Now come back to Daniel 8 and 12.
And a host was given against the daily by reason of transgression.
By reason of what?
Transgression.
Tell them what transgression is. It should be Pashah, but you never know. Get the lights up on YouTube.
Pashah.
That's rebellion. So they're going to take away the word by reason of rebellion. We already read like what they're rebelling against, the Kadash covenant. That's how the famine for the word is going to be in the earth. Because the beast's going to try to take it away. Read Daniel 8 and 12 again.
And the host was given against the daily by reason of transgression.
And cast down what?
The truth to the ground.
Cast down
the truth to the ground.
Man, what y'all think that means? Truth is a moth right there. They're going to cast the faith down to the ground. Revelation 12 and 14.
And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into a place where she is nourished for a time, and times and half a time from the face of the serpent. Mm-hmm. The serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood.
That's an army. Come on.
And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood with the serpent cast out of his mouth.
Who else the earth helped to swallow up an army against Pharaoh? Didn't it tell you in Zechariah 14, I'll stand up for him as in the day of battle? What are people going to come to make war against you, man? Go ahead. Tell them why. Tell them why. Huh?
And the serpent was wroth with the woman and went with the remnant of her seed.
You mean to make war with who?
The remnant of her seed.
What?
Mashiach.
Man, look here, man. That's why he going to war with you. Now you can understand why he said you'll be hated by all nations for his name's sake. Because at that particular time, the beast is going to be seeking to take away the word by force. That's why that Revelation 12 and 11 say what it say. Read it for him, Sid.
Book of Eli.
I don't know too much about that movie. I only seen it once, and I wasn't paying attention. I ain't saying that to be fun. I only seen it once.
And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto the death.
Come over here to Revelation what? What that is? Revelation 7? Tell me what 7 and 9 say.
After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands.
That's right.
And cried with a loud voice, saying, Salvation to our Elohim,
Amen,
which sit upon the throne and unto the Lamb.
What up?
And all the Malachim stood round about the throne, and the elders and the 4 beasts, and fell before the throne on their faces and worshiped Elohim, saying, Amen, Baruch, and esteem, and wisdom, and thanksgiving, and honor, and power, and might, unto our Elohim forever and ever. Amen.
That's right.
And one of the elders answered, saying unto me, What are these which are arrayed in white robes, and whence come they?
Where they come from?
And I said unto him, Sir, you know. And he said to me, These are they which came out of great tribulation.
Out of great what?
Tribulation.
Out of great what?
Tribulation.
What else?
And have washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb.
And the blood of the who?
Of the Lamb.
These people came through great tribulation. I think we read it a little bit last night in Daniel 11. These people got to be tried and made white. They're going to be killed. See, Jeremiah 30 and 1, man. You know, everybody be screaming about Jacob's trouble. You ain't seen Jacob's trouble. What you think Jacob's trouble ain't nothing. $30 and 1. You know they can see you, little Bible study. Ooh, they can see you.
Say the word that Jeremiah from who was saying, thus speaking, who Elohim Yasharah saying, Write all these words that I've spoken unto you in a book. For lo, the days come, saith Yahuwah, that I will bring again the captivity of my people. After all,
He gonna bring again the who?
The captivity. And I will cause them to return to the land that I gave to their fathers, and they shall possess it. And these are the words that Yahuwah spake concerning Yasharal and concerning Yehuda. And for the sake of Yahuwah, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of shalom.
We heard of what?
A voice of trembling, of fear, and not of shalom.
Man, don't you realize, man, all that stuff you're going to be seeing in the earth, boy, you're going to be pretty scared about it. A little nervous. You're going to be seeing people getting killed and people hunting for your soul. I know it. You wanted me to acknowledge you? You ain't Roman Reigns. Go ahead.
Ask you now and see whether a man do travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail?
That man say every man gonna have his hands on his hips like a woman in childbirth.
And all faces are turned into paleness.
Tell him what paleness means.
Yarakon, that's mildew, paleness, lividness, a greenish yellow.
That man say you're gonna be sick in the face. Go ahead.
Alas, for that day great, so that none like it, is the time of Jacob's trouble.
Tell him what trouble mean, man. Ain't gonna be like trouble like Bernie Mac told you. This is gonna be a different kind of trouble.
So raw, straits, distress, or trouble.
The time of distress. Started from the top.
Alas, for that day great, so that none like it. It's even the time of Jacob's trouble.
Notice that he said that it's none what?
Like it.
None what?
Like it.
Didn't Yahushua say a day of tribulation to come? And go on to get it for him. Hold that. Matthew 24. 24 and 24. After that, Daniel 12 and 1. Right back to Jeremiah 30. I'm trying to paint the picture that these people not coming for you because of your blood. They're coming for you because of the word. And if we just read in Daniel 8 and 12, we coming back to it. It say, man, they going to stop the word. He going to get an army to stop the word. And cast the faith down to the ground. You know why that's hard for people to put in your mind? Because people don't want to believe that people are that evil towards the word. People don't want to believe that it's going to be a time period come where 98 to 97% of the entire earth will come against anybody who profess the name of Yahushua on it. That people don't want to accept the fact that a lot of people who you think love God really despise him in the uttermost recesses of their soul. And that they willing to kill you to stay alive. And when I say kill you, not that they necessarily pulled the trigger, but that they facilitated your demise. See, you ain't got to pull the trigger to be guilty of facilitating somebody's demise. If you knew somebody was coming to kill somebody and you knew where that person was at, and you were like, yeah, they at their mama house, you just as guilty as the nigga who pulled the trigger. Because you facilitated their demise. You assisted in it. You know, law-wise, if you give somebody a gun and they go kill him, if they can prove it, you go on to jail for giving them the weapon. If you knew that this person, if you had foreknowledge that this person was finna go murder somebody and you gave them the weapon to do it, you going to jail too. I forgot I was listening to Pink Book talk about some woman facilitating somebody's demise. And she wanted them people to get charged. Pink Book want everybody to go to jail. You know what I'm talking about? I definitely seen a video of some lady drove her car off in the river while smoking blunts, videotaping it, trying to kill her and her daughter. She ain't succeed though. And baby definitely went to jail. You know what I'm talking about? See, that be the other thing too. They be making excuses for ladies who be killing their children, talking about, man, nobody want to hear that, John. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear about what you were going through. What your hormones were doing, nigga, that was you. All that is just a rhyme and a reason, an excuse to cover up why somebody killed somebody. Same token when somebody killed their whole family. You know, they said the same thing about Chris Benoit when he killed his whole family. I don't want to hear nothing about no CTE if that man actually, some people don't believe he did that because there's a lot of fishy circumstances with that particular story. I don't know because clearly I wasn't there because if I was, I'd probably be dead. You know what I'm talking about? But as far as the narrative goes, he killed his whole family. Ain't nothing he was feeling, going through, or dealing with where you could justify and clean that up. Those are just the only two stories that can come to my mind, man. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know. Some of y'all too young to remember the white lady who drove her car in the lake to kill her kids and then say a nigga stole her car. Yeah, that was in the 90s, man, up there in South Carolina. Yeah, she killed the kids and said niggas did it. I was like, dang, you really think people look that poorly on black people? Nigga, know one thing about black people, we ain't finna kill random people churn. We might kill mine. I'm just not finna steal a car and kill yours. I put your kids out on the side of the road and call the police to come get them and drive off in your car before I just drive your car in the doggone river and kill your children. Now, I mean, there's a lot of stories of dudes who done stole somebody's car and kids was in it, and them boys either arrested for killing his son. Talking about the baby did son, nigga. This nigga done shook this baby to death. Baby had blunt force trauma in his head. You know what I'm talking about? I remember I picked the chick up from Uber. She went to break it down, talking about the nigga. It wasn't a random dude. It was her child's father who killed his son. Oh, yeah, that junk happened. I told you I had a homeboy. Man, black folk kill babies all the time, man. You know what I'm saying? He did 20. He was 20 and he did 20. Well, he was 19. They gave him 20.
It was an accident, though.
Well, there wasn't no accident with him. That nigga threw that baby up against the wall. I told you about the nigga threw that baby against the wall.
Girl, he babysitting. Girl, baby wasn't even his baby.
That's same thing with my homeboy. That wasn't his baby either. Sad part, it was a freako. That was her baby. That nigga died for killing the freako baby. I wouldn't have been babysitting the freako baby no way. When I say freako, I'm talking about, yeah, she was known in the neighborhood. I ain't talking about this a chick and she had a baby and he was with her. Sad part was he killed her at his mama house. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't even at his house. You babysitting somebody else. If you want you know you got to babysit somebody else's baby who you messing with at your mama house, that tell you ain't supposed to be with that woman.
And the father wanted custody of the child, but he couldn't sign a custody because his license was expired for a young girl. But she cut her baby open like, damn. Yeah, it was a black girl.
I tell you, stuff like that happen all the time. It's two things that black folks don't like to talk about. Niggas kill their children and niggas molest their children. You know what I'm talking about? All the time. And I ain't talking about just no men molesting them children, because there's a lot of these old big old nasty heifers touching on little boys. You know what I'm saying? Need to get that junk a pass because you be like, well, he just a boy. That junk, you don't get no pass. You know what I'm saying? That junk be messing some of them boys up because some of them big old fat nasty hoes make them boys eat their coochie, lick on their booty and all type of stuff. You know what I'm talking about? And we just be like, ain't no big deal. You got you something. The hell you say, you nasty slut. You know what I'm talking about? If you had to turn around and go fool with a little boy, that means because grown men ain't want you. So you try to get your rocks off with a child. Oh, you ought to be hit upside the head with a baseball bat, ho. You know what I'm talking about? We don't like talk about that, though. I ain't talking about no 17-year-old boy. I'm talking about, yeah, these hoes be touching on 7, 8, 9, 10, 11-year-old boy. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody say nothing. Because these hoes get a pass with that junk. They shouldn't get no pass. You just as nasty as a man who do it. Because that little boy scarred with it. His perception of dealing with women messed up. His interaction with adults gonna be messed up. Come on, man.
For there shall arise false Shiachs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if possible, they shall deceive the very elect.
Go ahead.
Behold, I have told you before, wherefore if they shall say unto you, behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chambers, believe not. For as the lightning come out of the east, therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet.
Remember, from this point forward, you look up the word in Hebrew if you like. You can tell them what it means in Greek. Abomination of desolation is an identity. Pause. You know what I'm talking about? In Jerusalem.
That's delugma. That's a foul thing, a detestable thing of idols and things pertaining to idolatry.
Thing. The abomination of desolation is something that pertains to idolatry. I don't know why the Hebrews don't want to deal with that about that, because you always want to talk about the Christian church and all this other.
Read.
Let him understand. That means he who know the word, let him understand what I'm talking about. So that man let you know, if you don't understand the word, you ain't going to pick up what I'm putting down. You ain't going to pick up what I'm putting down. That means that ain't for everybody to pick up on. That's why he say they all wander after the beast. Those who name written in the Lamb's book of life. If your name written in the Lamb's book of life, when you read, you're going to understand. When you see that, you're going to scram. Those who don't understand, they're going to bow down to that man. And they're going to go to hell. That's what's going to happen. Because you're gonna sit back and you're gonna get taught by him. Come on with it, sir.
Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that suck in those days. But pray you that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Shabbat day. For then shall be great tribulation.
Great what?
Tribulation.
Great what?
Tribulation.
What else?
Such as was not since the beginning of the world to this
You
time.
ain't never seen nothing like it.
No, nor ever shall be.
It won't never be nothing like it ever again.
And except those days should
So
be
let me tell you something. Don't talk about what happened in slavery, because it ain't gonna compare. Because that wasn't great tribulation. That was punishment from Yahuwah. You know what I'm talking about? Don't think about what you dealt with in America. It don't even compare. Now, I shared that video to y'all earlier because I meant to talk to y'all about concubines. I might not have time to talk to you about no concubines. And that's only because we're going to be looking at Absalom and what he did with some concubines as a part of his story. But the sad part was that these people had male concubines. That's why I put that video in the chat. Every society had concubines. Every one. I done told y'all this before. Every one. Y'all know what a concubine is, right? What is a concubine? No, not necessarily. In Hebrew culture, a concubine is a wife. She get the rights of a wife without the title of a wife and no covenant of a wife. So that means she can be put out the house at any time, i.e. Hagar. You know what I'm saying? Now, concubines were not reserved for any and everybody. Concubines were only for kings and great men. Do you know what the purpose of a concubine was for? What was it for? Man, concubines were strictly for the sexual pleasure of the man of the house and to produce heirs. She was there for sex. That was her number one rhyme, reason, and purpose. That's what she here for. Man, whenever you want it, that's what she there for. That's what she there for. That was, you know what I'm talking about? People don't like to hear. That's what she was there for. When your wife couldn't bear children, that's what your handmaids were for. See, your handmaids wasn't to help you around the house per se, and handmaids were only for women who were in a household of nobility and means. All women did not have handmaids. If you were on the lower end of the social structure, meaning that you didn't have money or wealth in that fashion, why would you have a handmaid? You wouldn't have no handmaid. Y'all ain't got no money for no, because he got to provide for that handmaid. Because they're a part of his household. That's why I said on the Sabbath, don't put your manservant, your maid servant, because it wasn't necessarily employees how we would look at it now. These were people who were in your household, and you could not cause them to work and serve you in a particular capacity on the Shabbat. Everybody didn't have men servants and maid servants. Everybody didn't have handmaids. So if you had a handmaiden, the handmaiden was given to your husband if you couldn't bear forth children, and then the children that handmaiden had would be counted as your children and not hers. You know what I'm talking about? Also, concubines were women who were picked up as slaves during war. Her specific purpose, as Quran just mentioned, and as I already told you, was to bear children and to satisfy this man's sexual desires. That's what she was there for. Remember, the woman in the book of Judges was a concubine. But also, you notice that it said it is his wife, because every culture did not look at concubines as wives. Also, being a concubine was a way to cohabitate with a woman without being legally married to her. As you can see clearly in some societies, legal marriage was frowned on, no matter what time of history it was. You know what I'm talking about? Because some people did not want to be legally married, so therefore they cohabitated, and this woman was a concubine. Jephthah in the book of Judges was the child of a concubine. That's why they said, "Oh, you the daughter, you the son of a harlot. You won't inherit with us," because most of the time, a child of a concubine was not seen to have rights to the inheritance of the father. Now, when some cultures, a concubine's child would be considered to be legitimate, and in other cultures, they would be considered to be illegitimate, meaning that they didn't have right to inheritance. That's what the legitimate, illegitimate child thing means, to be honest with you. If the man wasn't married to that woman, then they would say that's an illegitimate child, so they have no rights to the inheritance of the wealth of that father. Now, Gideon had several concubines. That's why he had 70 children. It said he had 18 wives. You know what I'm talking about? But the main purpose for having concubines was to bear children and to satisfy this man's sexual desires, his sexual appetites, if you will. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, that's what that was. You know what I'm talking about? But it's the fact that the one of the Ottoman Empire, they say, boy, they were castrating their male concubines. You know what I'm talking about? And they called them niggas to serve. And some of them societies, I guess you already know, we ain't got to go no further what they were doing with the male concubines, which is quite sick to say the least. You know what I'm talking about? Just go to show you that the world been perverse. It ain't just get like that. They been like that. You know what I'm talking about? Now, I say that because, you know, a lot of brews talk about having more than one wife and having concubines. Man, you got to have them women up under your roof. And you got to be taken care of them. If you ain't doing that, you ain't got no, you can't have no, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what you got going on. I definitely just looked up too, man. Niggas be talking about get a ketubah. I wouldn't do it. If you know where it come from, that junk come from the Babylonian Talmud. You might as well flush that hole down the toilet. Don't say you don't like them Jewish people, then you doing their stuff. Oh, that was in it. No, them people just wrote a covenant. They didn't call it a ketubah. They called it what it was, a covenant. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? They always say you don't want to be like them Jewish people, but you seem to co-opt a lot of stuff they got going on. You know what I'm talking about? But let's continue. Where you at?
That's 24.
Read it again. Root it.
21.
Matthew 24.
For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved.
But for the elect's sake,
those days shall be shortened.
come on, Daniel 12:1. Then we back to Jeremiah 30.
And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which stand for the children of your Kadash people, of your people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation to that same time. And at the time your people shall be delivered.
A time of who?
Of trouble.
Time of who?
A trouble, such as never was since there was a nation to that same time. And at that time your people shall be delivered.
So this people won't be delivered until the time of trouble. It ain't happening a minute before. It ain't happening a minute after. Go ahead.
Every one that shall be found written in the book, and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt.
Verse 7.
And I heard the man clothed in linen, which upon the waters of the river, when he held up his right hand and his left hand unto Shamayim, and swear by him that lived forever, that for a time, times and a half, and when he shall have accomplished to scatter the power of your Kadash people,
then it's over.
All these shall be finished.
Ain't that what it said in Deuteronomy 32? We're not going to read that. Because, you know, a lot of people want it to be over. Well, it's not going to be over till the trouble comes. Well, this people going to get slaughtered. Nigga, we talking about a third of Israel going to die. Man, I hear you talking, bro. A lot of us going to die about this here, though. I tell you this here to don't take somebody being killed or incarcerated as it means that God ain't with them. When that time comes, a lot of us going to die. Just going to keep it honest with you. You know what I'm saying? You ought to already be spiritually and mentally prepared. You should have came into this spiritually and mentally prepared to die. You know what I'm saying? For it. That's not to say that may happen to you. That's not to say that you'll live long enough to see it. Remember what Isaiah 57:1 say, merciful men are taken away, and many don't lay at the heart that they're taken away so they don't have to see the evil that's to come. You know what I'm talking about? See, a lot of people don't realize that's how Yahuwah operate. We didn't talk about this before. Remember what he said, what as evil as Ahab was, because Ahab repented, he said, boy, I'm still going to kill you, but I ain't going to let you see me kill your sons, though. Remember, he ain't had that type of mercy with Eli. He let Eli hear about his son dying, to the point that when Eli heard about his sons dying, that man fell out of his chair and broke his neck. You know what I'm talking about? Remember what happened with Solomon, all he had going on? He told him, man, I ain't going to do it in your time. That's the mercy of God for you to go in your grave and for you not to see what's going to happen. You don't really consider that. You know what I'm talking about? Because that way you don't have to deal with the pain and the anguish of seeing that. Because, boy, you're going to see people, you know, boy, get their whole head bust. You know what I'm talking about? You're going to see people, you know, get shot down in the street for nothing other than mentioning the name of Yahuwah. Because I promise to you, a lot of people who walk around with Yahuwah on their t-shirt and Yahuwah on their chain, I bet they turn them shirts inside out and tuck them chains. A lot of them boys gonna be living like that. They're gonna be just like Peter. I told you, I don't know that man. Take us a game if you want to. They don't give a damn if you walk around here talking about you an Israelite. That don't bother the beast. He don't care about that. Ain't no power in that. But you can't be walking around here professing the commandments of Elohim and the testimony of Yahushua and think these people gonna let you slide. And you ain't got to believe nothing I say. You know what I'm talking about? You'll find out in due time. You can walk around here and talking about you doing this and doing that. That man don't care nothing about that. That's not a threat to his power. I keep telling y'all, man, you missed stuff because everything be about power dynamics, man. Righteousness and godliness versus wickedness and unfaithfulness. And I'm telling you, the stuff we talking about, the people don't care about that because that ain't no threat to their power. When you understand power, then you understand how the people operate. You think it's power and know you Israelite. Them people laughing at you because they know you stupid. That ain't going to get no power done. They ain't worried about that. What that's going to affect? That's not affecting nothing I got going on. But if I'm standing out here telling people I'm God and you standing out here preaching out this book talking about I ain't God, when I say preaching out this book, not necessarily because you got the book open in your hand, but maybe because you got the word in your heart and you preaching this man word and you talking about Yahushua is the anointed of Ab and Shamahim, that's a problem, yo. What you think the two witnesses going to be doing? Talking about children of Israel come back? They're going to be testifying against this coward. Why you think the people going to be mad? You think they want to kill him? You think the beasts want to kill him and be disturbed? Because he talking about, man, he talking about them native Israelites. You dumb as hell. You stupid. You backwards. You're carnal. You're an idiot. The reason why I say you're an idiot because you don't understand power. You're thinking like a woman and a child. You're not thinking like a man. Because when you think like a man, you're going to think about what upsets your power, what upsets your control. You're not going to be thinking about it in the aspect of what feels good to you and what you want it to be. You're going to think about it as it is. Let's ask ourselves this question, man. Do we really understand power dynamics as a whole? I'm talking about whether it's interpersonal, geopolitical. You know what I'm talking about? Do you understand how that works? You notice that Pharaoh's main concern of maintaining power dynamics was to keep people from gathering up against him because he knew he didn't have the forces to be able to combat him. That's what his concern was. His concern wasn't that they were Israelites. He didn't care about that. His concern was, you're going to join with my enemies. And if you join with my enemies while you dwelling up amongst me, you can take me down. It's in my best interest to make sure that you're oppressed and downtrodden so that I can maintain power. Because it was about power. Stop being a puppet on the string, falling for the racism card when it's always and will always be about power. You know what I'm talking about? A lot of the stuff that these dudes be on the internet crying about, for if it's women of this and women of that, it's really a power struggle because that nigga ain't got no power in his life. So he's fighting for this woman for power because the woman want power for the sake of having power. She don't know why she want it. She don't know what she gonna do with it when she get it. She just want it. You know what I'm talking about? And you crying about it because you letting her have it. Nobody want to hear that, man. You know what I'm talking about? Nobody want to hear that. That's most of the stuff that these niggas on here crying about. It's a power dynamic. That's it. That's why the dudes will tell you, oh man, you falling for the patriarchy. You a pussy. That's why you're going to get overran and overthrown. You niggas too soft. Because guess what? When the tables turn, and now you got the power dynamic turn, that woman ain't gonna want power. You seen it in the Ukraine, the women talking all that stuff. The Russians came in there and they came women again. You know what I'm talking about? See, it's one thing to say, yeah, women ought to be in the army. Till you got to be in a street fight. Now you looking for men. Why you won't protect her? Now I hope protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? Protect yourself. You can't have it both ways. You can't say you want power and then the covering and provision of the powerless. Because if you want power, then you got to live with come along with the responsibilities that come with power. You can't want power and be covered at the same time. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. I say that because you want the power of God, but you don't want to be under his authority when you get it. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. Because with power comes responsibility. Most women not responsible with power. Hell, most men ain't responsible with power. So you know if the people who's supposed to have power ain't responsible with it, then you know full well a woman ain't. And it's not because she's a woman. It's number one, because she's not accustomed to having it. Number two, because she's emotionally indecisive as far as decision making is concerned. You know what I'm talking about? That's not a recipe for good execution of power. If you ain't used to having power, you ain't gonna know what to do with it when you get it. That's why the Lord don't give a lot of people His Spirit, because you don't know what to do with that. You don't know what to do with that power, so I ain't gonna give it to you. You know what I'm saying? You already know what you're gonna do. You're gonna flub it up. You're gonna be on some other stuff. So he got to be on some other stuff. He's gonna have to take you out. Jeremiah 30, where you start that. Because like I said, with the beast, when you're dealing with the beast, all that is total power. That's all he wants. When you can understand power, you can you know what's funny? That's your favorite show, ain't it? I like it. I don't like the news. But, hey, boy, you hit that lollipop like a real chick on the hood, man. But bangle earring about to tell big bold-faced lies. You know what I'm talking about? Hold on, right? In all them shows, that's what the whole show is about, is power dynamics. It's literally what he called it, but the show was about power dynamics. You seen the nigga in the original series, you seen the nigga old lady, Raggedy Hope, trying to fish around to have power, and it backfired because the studio ain't know what to do with power when she got it. You know what I'm talking about? She didn't even know why she wanted power. She just felt like, I just don't want to be up under this nigga thumb when this nigga was more responsible and wiser than all you stupid niggas. You know what I'm talking about? You should have been following him. You'd be better off, but they were hungry for power. You know what I'm saying? His son, what he do? A lot of stuff that sons do. Take my daddy out so I can take over because I want power. And then you find out you an idiot. You got manipulated and played by all the people around you so that they could manipulate the power that you have to benefit themselves because they knew they couldn't do your daddy like that. See, that type of stuff happened in King's courts all the time, which is what the majority of the book, The 48 Laws of Power, is about. That's why you see a lot of times that they use monarchs, for example, because people manipulate and maneuver around for power. See, niggas so lame that they think somebody trying to get power in a congregation. Nigga, you stupid as hell. Most people already look at the preacher a particular type of way anyway, so he ain't got to do much. You know what I'm talking about? But when you look in that particular book and you pay attention to it, you see how those who are in power manipulate people for auspices of maintaining, taking, or obtaining power in the games that they play on a geopolitical level or on a financial level. Niggas think so small. I used to trip out, nigga, and be in prison. Yeah, nigga, this Bible, I live by this. You can't live by this and you sitting in prison, bro. You ain't got no power, man. You living in prison, bro. What power you got? You small-minded bastard. Niggas think too small. Niggas think way too small. So that's why you can't really see power where you're supposed to see it at to know the games that they playing. See, I've been told you, if you were going to read that book, you're only supposed to read that book so you can be able to peep the game. But every nigga swear, nigga use that book a devil book. Nigga, that book about human beings, nigga. Man, we can write. If we were to open up the 48 Laws of Power right now and go through this book, you'll see men who use those tactics in this book to manipulate people for the means of obtaining power. Scribes and Pharisees did it all the time. We actually could see that with Absalom. One of them that come to mind was preach change, but don't reform too quickly. That's what he was doing. He was literally going out there to steal the hearts and minds of the people. It's like straight up. This is why I say that, because this is how you get manipulated, and this is how you get got. Because you don't know the game. Everybody don't want power. You know what I'm saying? But we know what the text say, he that ruleth amongst men got to be what? So a righteous man know that if he get power, he got to be a just man with that power, because the power comes from Elohim. The power is not of him. See, a righteous man know that. An unrighteous man want power for the purposes of doing his will. And he don't care how he get it performed. You know what I'm talking about? Like I was listening to Joe Rogan and man, they were talking about the socialism. And he said the only way that they see socialism ever happening in human history was under a dictatorship. Because he was like, how else are you going to get all the resources under one umbrella? And they weren't talking about that they had a problem with socialism per se. They was like, they had a knowing that if one man has all the resources under his umbrella, most men are not going to be responsible with that power. Most men are not going to be responsible with that power. You know what I'm talking about? And then they'll do anything and everything they can to maintain it, which is why the beast is going to cast truth down to the ground, which is why he got a host to come against the daily. Because I have to do, if I allow the word to continue to be preached, that's going to mess up my power. Because now there's a dichotomy between me and them. You're going to have a whole bunch of people saying, Yahushua is God, and I'm saying I'm God. That's messing with my power. What a damn oh, man. No, that's the law. You can see I ain't touched it in a while. The page is that there in the third. So let's look at some of these chapters, right? That man say, never put too much trust in the enemy and learn how to use your friend. This the bit. Look at them. Conceal your intentions. Now, we're going to actually look and see how the beast is concealing his intentions. Wasn't Absalom concealing his intentions? Weren't the scribes and the Pharisees concealing their intentions? When the scribes and Pharisees met at Caffee's house, what did they say? If we leave him alone, we'll lose our place in nation. The only thing they was concerned with was power. That's the only thing that they were concerned with was power. They didn't care about the people. They didn't care about the word. They didn't care about Yahuwah. The only thing they cared about was power. Look at the next one. It say, so much depends on your reputation. Guard it with your life. What you think the beast gonna be doing? Anybody who speak against him, what's gonna happen? He gonna kill him because he got to. I'm saying I'm God. I got to protect my reputation. Where's another one, man? We don't want to use that one. Learn to keep people dependent on you. Now, see, that's what ones would do is be like, see, that's what they be using in the church. See, you remember what Paul said in Acts chapter 20? Who know what Paul said in Acts chapter 20 before he was finna slide? He told them people, I have not kept anything profitable from you. Everything I got, I gave it to you. See, a lot of brothers be like, man, you got to train people to be able to teach. You ain't got to train people to be able to do nothing. You got to train people to be able to know the voice of Yahuwah. So they got that which is beneficial to their soul. The teaching stuff, Yahuwah sort all that out. But if you got the work, you got to give it to them. See, if you only piece the work out, so the people got to keep coming back. I hate to use this as an example, but I think it's no different when nigga was selling dope. If you copping jugulars, a lot of dudes don't want you to learn how to cook coke. Because now you got to be dependent on them. Because if you cooking coke, you just cut him out. He can't make the money off you that he would make it. So he don't want you to learn that skill because you have to be dependent on him. You know what I'm talking about? See, a lot of people believe that a lot of men want people to be dependent on them. It's not necessarily that a lot of men want you to be dependent on them. I just have a particular vision and will, and if you're going to be in my life, I would prefer that you fulfill that as I've laid it out. Not that I necessarily need you to be dependent on me. Because when you need people to be dependent on you, you're using that for a means of control. And if you any type of man, I don't need to control nobody. We don't want no hostages. The door swing this way and that way. It can swing this way so you can walk your black behind right out of it. Because we're not trying to control nobody. You ain't got to do nothing. And you know what I'm saying? It's just like this here, right? And I told you before. Somebody might come around here. Yeah, our women don't wear jewelry, pants, or none of that. I don't care if that's what you do. We don't do that over here. You ain't got to do nothing. But if you're going to be over here, oh, that's what's required. You know what I'm talking about? That's just what's required. You ain't got to be over here. It'll just be like, oh, y'all don't want to. You want to try to tell a woman not to dress like this or wear makeup if you with her. She ain't got to stop wearing makeup. She ain't got to stop dressing like a scallywag. But she's not finna be with me and do it. Now, see, the difference between me and others is some damn fools will go pursue a woman who dressed like that and then try to get her to stop dressing like that. That's your first mistake. You can't say that what you want and pursue that. You're a jackass. Because you already know that's who that woman is. Why are you trying to change her into something that she ain't? If she want to dress like a hoe, then let her dress like a hoe. What they got to do with you? Now, you don't go around trying to change nobody, force nobody to do nothing. But when you want power, yeah, you want people depending on you. You don't want them depending on you for no other reason because you want to have power over them. But you have to understand something. Somebody preaching the word can't have power over you. You know why? Because he ain't got power to take your life from you. Yahuwah do. So no matter if he's trying to keep the people depending on you or not, he ain't got no power. He just going to hell. And anybody who with him probably going too. Not because they evil, because you just caught up with somebody who can't give you the information to get you where you need to go. That's all. What's the other thing to say, man? Crush your enemy totally. And that's definitely what the beast's going to do. Ain't that what Elisha told the king to do? He said, you should have stamped on that and killed them niggas all the way out. Look at this verse. Law 32 is the biggest one that people like to do. And you know what it is? Play to people's fantasies. That's how a lot of Hebrew teachers getting people. That's how a lot of Christian people getting people. And that's how the beast going to get people. Because you know the fantasy that they going to want? What's the fantasy that they say the beast going to bring that the whole world going to want? Peace. Peace. He going to play to that fantasy. Remember what Paul wrote? Paul said when they scream peace, come what? Swift destruction. Then Yahuwah say through Isaiah, they're going to be screaming peace, peace, but ain't no peace coming. They lying to you. He say ain't no peace to the wicked. So you know how these people playing to your fantasies? Because you got this fantasy to say we kings and queens. We the people of the book. And this, that, there, and the third. And these niggas know that's what you want because they know your self-esteem low. They know your self-worth low. They know you seeking validation. And they going to play to that fantasy. That's how you keep getting got. Don't look at me, cuz I ain't got nothing to do with that. There's another one they get. Verse 27 is another one. That's how Yahweh ben Yahweh got people. What's that nigga name? Had him drink the Kool-Aid. His name escaped. Just how Jim Jones got people. Remember, so y'all too young for Heaven's Gate. That's why that white dude got all the people in California to kill themselves. This how doggone, what his name is, Polite got niggas. This how John play on people's need to believe and create a cult-like follow. I don't know, they might have been lying about David Correct. Because it's a lot of inconsistencies in that story when you go to digging into it. You know what I'm talking about? Because one of the inconsistencies is he never claimed to be Jesus Christ once. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people believe that was a ritualistic sacrifice to Molech. But who knows? Yahuwah knows. I don't know. I wasn't there. I was 12. You know what I'm saying? I was 12, 13 years old. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about? But that play on people's need to believe, to create a cult-like following, man, look here, man. Niggas do that all the time. And you know how they do it? By creating a cult of personality. They use the information that you want to believe and then play on a cult of personality. And that's what the beast's going to do. Your desire to want to believe the word because he going to have understanding the dark sentences, he going to use that to an advantage for the people to follow him. Because he going to come through and say, see, I did something that the covenant of Yahuwah never did. I brought peace on the earth. And stupid niggas going to go for it. I'm trying to tell you. What another one we can sit back and use since we talking about this raggedy bastard? Look at verse 37. It say create compelling spectacles, which is the purpose and rhyme and reason of the signs and wonders that he gonna be doing. You know what I'm talking about? And then work on the hearts and minds of others. Boy, that's what Absalom did. It said he stole the hearts of the people. What you think the beast's gonna be doing? And then to preach the need for change, but don't reform too quickly. And never appear too perfect. See, that's one thing that Yahushua didn't care nothing about. You know what I'm talking about? These are all the things. It's all manipulation for power. And every person that's in that book is a real person who lived. See, I first read that book in prison. I was like, well, damn, this is a history book. Because the majority of the people in the book I was already familiar with for the most part. I want to say I was familiar with about 60 to 65% of the people in the book. Not necessarily the specific stories that were used, but the individuals in the book. Like Louis XIV, P.T. Barnum. Niggas been going to the Barnum and Bailey circus for over 100 years, and this man was a pure, unadulterated scammer. That's what he was. He's the one who coined the term, there's a sucker born every day. Pure unadulterated scam. You know what I'm talking about? All these wrestling fans be talking about Vince McMahon, they ain't even say this man was running a power play. What's that damn show that was on HBO that I looked at it for a little while, but then I stopped watching it with the old man and his family running the damn business? You remember? Succession. All that was about power. Everything you seen in that was about a power play. You know what I'm talking about? And how the son got duped out of the power play because he pussy. You know what I'm talking about? The oldest son, because he was too soft, he was too weak. But the daughter was a hoe, so she too focused on wee-wees to be able to do anything. And the other son was just an idiot. Played too much, didn't take nothing seriously. So the daddy was like, I can't give power to none of these idiots. I'll just keep it. Because they try to take power. Everything they did, what they did in that show is a coup d'etat to try to overthrow him in his own business. And guess what? Because the daddy was a master at power, he smashed them all. Everything in life is about power. Do you know what I'm talking about? When you look at things from the aspect of power dynamics, then you can understand why people do the things that they do. If you look at things through the aspect of emotions, gender, and color, you're going to lose every time. Because that means you're looking at things through the lens of feelings and not the lens of power. Male or female, people lust for power because they know in every dynamic there has to be a dominant and a submissive. And most people want to be the dominant. But most people, when they're the dominant, they don't know what to do with that dominance and they misuse it. And then you know who ends up suffering? The people as a whole. Come on, man.
Jeremiah 30:8.
Jeremiah 30:8. Come on with it, man.
For it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahuwah of hosts, I will break his yoke from off your neck and will burst your bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him.
You'll be free.
But they shall serve Yahuwah their Elohim.
That's right.
And David their king, who I'll raise up unto them.
You're going to serve Abba and Mashiach. Come on with it.
Therefore fear you not, O my servant Jacob, saith Yahuwah, neither be dismayed, O Yasharal.
Don't be sad, baby.
For lo, I will save you from afar, and your seed from the land of their captivity. And Jacob shall return, and shall be in rest, and be quiet, and none shall make afraid. Mm-hmm. For I with you, saith Yahuwah, to save you. Though I make a full end of all nations where I have scattered you.
I won't make a full end of you.
But I will correct you in measure, and will not leave you altogether unpunished.
Unpunished.
For thus saith Yahuwah, your bruise incurable, your wound grievous.
Grievous.
None to plead your cause, that you may be bound up.
That man said you ain't had nobody to intercede on your behalf.
You have no healing medicine.
You ain't got no ruach to be healed.
All your lovers have forgotten you.
All these nations don't fool with you.
They seek you not, for I have wounded you with the wound of an enemy.
That's why these people don't fool with you. You ever notice why back then everybody hate us? He just told you. I gave you the wound of the enemy. I don't want nobody to fool with you. I don't want nobody to have pity on you. Because I ain't got no pity on you. Because you ain't had no respect for me.
With the chastisement of a cruel one.
With the chastisement of a what?
Of a cruel one.
That man say, I'm going to check you with that of a cruel one.
For the multitude of your iniquity.
Too many sins.
Your sins were increased.
Too many of them.
Why cry you for your affliction?
What you crying for?
Your sorrow incurable for the multitude of your iniquity.
That man say, why you crying about it?
Your sins were increased. I have done these things unto you. Therefore, all they that devour you shall be devoured, and all your adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity.
But look how just he is. I did all that to you, but all your adversaries that devoured you, I'm going to kill them.
And they that spoil you shall be a spoil.
And I'm going to spoil them that spoiled you, and they're going to go and catch. See, that's how righteous he is. Yeah, I did all that to you, but I did that to you, use them because I wanted to take them out.
And all that prey upon you will I give for a prey.
See, people don't be realizing that. He allowed these people to do this so he can be justified in taking them out. Because I already wanted to take them out. I wanted to take them out before I did this to you. So remember, he say that sinners are his weapons of war. You know what I'm talking about? So I use them so I can turn around and say, look at you. You know how we know this here? Egyptian midwives did not want to participate in what Pharaoh had going on. Just because you are a nationality don't mean you're evil as hell, because the midwives could have went along with it. The midwives fear God and say, no, ma'am, no, sir, I'm not doing that. I'm not participating in that. What Pilate said, no, it's on y'all, cuz. You know what I'm talking about? Come on with it, man.
Say, for I will restore health unto you, and I will heal you of your wounds, saith Yahuwah, because they called you an outcast. This Zion, whom no man seek after. Thus saith Yahuwah, behold, I will bring again the captivity of Jacob's tents, and have mercy on his dwelling places, and the city shall be builded up upon her own heap, and the palace shall remain after the manner thereof.
Mm-hmm.
And out of them shall
That's
proceed.
good. Out there, your governors, everybody who rule over gonna be your own people. Ain't gonna be no strangers. Come on back over here to Daniel 8 and 12, man. What he got going on? Come here, Jeremiah James Bird. Lift your head up. Lift your head up. I don't care about you looking ugly. Pick your head up. What's your problem? What you got going on? Oh, you got to pee? How many times you been to the bathroom? You didn't think that out too far, did you? How bad you got to pee? Bad enough you gonna wet yourself? Is that a truth or a story? I told you pick your head up when you're talking to me. Might better talk to your your mom about that. I ain't got nothing to do with that. So I don't know what they bathroom rules and regulations is. So I ain't gonna speak on that. But they told y'all about them tickets. Y'all niggas don't get up and go to the bathroom in school like that. They give you a bathroom pass in school like that for you to go to the bathroom 2-3 times during class. So why the hell you think you finna do it here? Sit on down somewhere. Man, if you piss on yourself, man, your daddy ain't gonna be too pleased. Hey, fix your face, man. You know what I'm saying? You tense like that, you're definitely gonna pee on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Better than that, then you had the boo-boo, boy. You know, squeeze your sphincter tight. You be all right. You young, man. Your bladder should be good. Who told him he couldn't go to the bathroom?
Well, I thought everybody came already at one time.
Oh, no, I'm not in dispute. I just want to know who denied him. And his mama says she denied him. That's all. I don't give a damn. Shoot. Nigga piss on my floor, they gonna clean it up. Tell you that. But you know what? I'm glad because they think they playing, because they think y'all playing. You know, and it better serve depending on the location for somebody to be near the bathroom to watch them niggas and to stop them. I'd advise you don't drink no water before you get here. What you looking crazy for, Grandma? You got to pee? You even know what we're talking about? I asked you a question. Why you got a coat on? It's hot outside. You ain't hot? You ain't sweating? I don't know what that means. You don't know how to talk? You don't know how to talk? What you looking around for? You don't do Mr. Charlie like that when you go in the goddamn school. I already know you're rude. You've been rude since you was a baby. You know how I know? I seen that nigga Bleak say that. Nigga say, so how long? He said, how old you was when you met Jay-Z? Then he said, I don't know, nigga. Then he said, how old you when you meet your uncle? You just know that's your uncle. I said, what that nigga alive? Well, you just realized one day that's my uncle, that's my auntie, that's my grandma. You don't remember how old you was when you met these people. You just know one day they was there, and you know them. I say, boy, that's the realest thing I ever heard somebody say. Boy, I ain't never look at it like that. That nigga say, how you old you were when you knew your uncle? He just there. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, your child, you know, your infancy, you know this person is, but you don't be like, I know him. I remember him. They probably don't start remembering people till they about 5-6 years old anyway. Well, y'all need to text me on the weekend, man. You need to be texting nigga talking about, man, we got a line of credit for you. Credit these nuts.
Trying to get themselves up, man.
They trying to get you in the bind, Nate. That's what they trying to do. We don't want that kind of bind. Daniel 8 and 12.
And the host was given him against us daily by reason of transgression.
And cast down
the truth to the ground.
And it practice
and prosper.
Tell them what practice and prosper mean. Truth is a mouth there. Man, they cast the faith to the ground, yo. That's what they did. Now what you trying to show niggas? You showing what you got going on, guys?
Practice is a song that's to do, fashion, accomplish, to make, to work, to produce. And then prospered, to rush, to advance, to prosper, to make progress, to succeed, to be profitable.
They were succeeding in casting the word down to the ground and stopping it. They were succeeding. This is why I've been telling y'all for years, you got to have a word in your heart. You can't always be worried about if you got a Bible on your phone, a Bible at the house. I ain't talking about you just want to read. I'm talking about, boy, when you out in this world, man, well, you got to have that thing in you, boy, not on you. Especially in those days, boy, it's got to be in you. Because ain't nobody going to be able to openly preach like this here. It's only going to be the men who got the heart of a lion that going to be able to do that. They're unadulterated soldiers. Because most of these boys going to fold. And you know how I know that? Because these whole niggas didn't want to gather up during COVID, boy. That's how I know these niggas going to fold. A lot of them niggas with them crackers was like, you can't have that. Niggas like, man, you got to follow the laws of the land. Nigga lying to me, whole nigga. Lying to me. You niggas sound pussy. I'm talking about I wouldn't care what was shut down. I bet we been. You seen some of the white folks at them churches, nigga, we in here. I got more respect for them than a lot of them bruised. Boy, them boys said we ain't shutting no doors. Bet we be here on Sunday morning. I respect that. That mean the pastor wasn't no coward. You know what I'm talking about? Because he feared God and not man. That man say, God say gather. We'll be here, doors open. What about COVID? What about it? We serve you who? You get COVID? Hey, man, we'll pray for you, but we'll be here next week. Because at the end of the day, the Lord said gather. He didn't say, well, that's what dude said. Well, you got Zoom and YouTube, you niggas pussy. Because if you was gathering before COVID, you ought to have been gathering during it. And you should have been gathering after it. That means you fear, man, you were holding me. And I said what I said, I don't care who don't like it. You know what I'm talking about? Because you scared to go to jail. You a coward, man. So when the people go to come and talk about you can't preach no word, we gonna kill you, them niggas be like, hey, man, law of the land say, you know, gotta follow law of the land. Ho, nigga. Straight up. You know what I'm talking about? And that's the problem with a lot of us in the word, too. You nigga know these niggas hoes, man, and you listen to these niggas. I ain't listen to this pussy nigga, man. I meant what I said. You shouldn't talk about your brother like that. You ain't my brother and you a hoe. Tell you that. I've been told you that. Well, you who a lot of things. And a hoe nigga ain't one of them. Ain't no hoe in it. Nowhere. Ain't no coward in it. That man don't abase himself for nobody. That man was on a tree suffering and he ain't abase himself. You know what I'm talking about? That man looked death in the face and say, come on with it then. When the man was talking crazy to him, when they slapped him in the mouth, he said, man, if I spoke wrong, then fine. But if not, what you put your hands on me for? They're not the words of a coward. When that man say, man, don't you know I could kill you? That man say, man, let me tell you something. He said, man, if my kingdom was of this world, my servants would fight. He said, but my kingdom is not far from this. That man wasn't no coward. But when it comes down to the word, but you can't be no coward. That's how I know you ain't got the spirit of God in you, boy, if you got coward in you, boy. No, sir. I ain't talking about if you're a little nervous. Clearly the Lord was nervous, wasn't it? He wasn't no coward, though. I was going, what the world she be saying? I think go. What's that even mean? Come on, Daniel 8 and 13.
Then I heard one saint.
He heard
speaking,
who?
One saint speaking.
What he said?
And another saint said unto that certain which
spake, how long?
The vision.
He said, how long this gonna be?
The daily and the transgression of desolation.
Hold on, the transgression of what?
Of desolation.
Transgression of what?
Desolation.
Come on and tell him what transgression of desolation is, good sir.
Transgression is Pashah.
Again, rebellion. Ruthie. Come on and sit down.
Desolation is Charmaine. That's to be desolate, to be appalled, to stun, to stupefy.
To stupefy. How long would this rebellion have a stun? You know how stunned people gonna be to see these niggas really serving the devil. I ain't talking about this junk in no video. You talking about that nigga threw up the OK sign. He threw up the devil horns. He holding up a pyramid. No, man. They're gonna be working this here. That ain't got nobody stunned. They ain't got nobody stunned. Nigga talking about what you gonna do when they take YouTube away. Who give a damn if they take YouTube away? Better hope you got some people with you in the word where you at. You know how long I've been hearing niggas say, boy, they gonna get rid of the internet so you can't spread this truth. Y'all ain't spread nothing. They don't give a damn. That's why they ain't took it down. You ain't said nothing. And then on top of that, it's how I know, you know how I know these niggas that stupid? These people making billions of dollars a year. You think they gonna take the internet down and they making all their money? This is what I mean when you don't understand power dynamics. All they got to do is do stuff to push you off their platform. They ain't gonna stop getting. They ain't gonna get rid of the internet and stop getting money.
The internet and microchip, that's about the most valuable thing.
Out here, this is how they making money. If they get rid of the internet, ain't no more streaming service. Because all you think about is, oh, this is the first thing a nigga scream. They hindering our free speech. This is how I know you failed civics class. This is how I know you failed the American government. You ain't got free speech on YouTube, dummy. You ain't got free speech on Facebook. What do people say? You ain't got free speech on Al Gore's internet. You don't. Free speech cannot be abridged by the government. That's what the First Amendment say. You dumb bastards. You repeat that, you sound stupid as hell. What about our free speech? YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and TikTok are private platforms. They don't have to. That means you niggas didn't read the terms of service when you joined the damn platform. Because they telling you this. That's right. Can't come to someone else's house and say what you want. But it's in the terms of service that you agree to. This is how I know niggas sign contracts and don't read them. You know what I'm talking about? Got to. Because you're supposed to know that. I ain't got to read them people's terms of service to know that. This is a private platform. You can't get on a private platform and say what you want. You can go out in the middle of the street and say what you want. The police is not supposed to be able to fool with you. But the police take niggas to jail. If you walk by the police and say, I smell bacon, he might take you to jail. Is he supposed to take you to jail? No, he not. Because you got a right to say, I smell bacon. You got a right to say the police are the most horrific, detestable, rotten, abominable organization in the history of mankind. You supposed to have the right to say that. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly. You know what I'm talking about? I'm just being honest with you. You don't have right to that. To get on Facebook and say what you want. Because Facebook don't have to let you on their platform. You know what I'm saying? If you want to say what you want, I told you this before, go start your own platform and you can say whatever you want. But if you think they're going to stop the internet, you know what I'm talking about? Because you talking about we Israelites. Nah, bro. Them people not going to stop the internet and they making billions of dollars a year. Nigga, Facebook or Meta is a publicly traded company, man. Nigga, Google owns YouTube. That's a publicly traded company, man. They have a fiduciary responsibility to their shareholders. What do people get money, man? But you know why you ain't thinking about that? Because you ain't thinking about power. You thinking about feelings. You a grown man. How you 30 years old thinking with your feelings when you looking at things of consequence and substance with dealing with the masses at large? And you talk about you want somebody to listen to you. Nigga, you still a child in the brain, nigga. You still play with G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip, nigga. Straight up now. Niggas still playing. Y'all don't know, y'all too young. Them niggas still playing with the big, tall, plastic wrestling toys. You ever seen one on wrestling man like that? You ever seen one like that? Yeah, I had. You know what I'm saying? You know I had me a few. That's what they back there playing with. Them boys in the room playing with Legos. You know what I'm talking about? Ain't nothing wrong with building Legos if that's what you like to do. You know what I'm saying? If it's a hobby for you, that's like doing puzzles.
Better play.
I mean, some people like to do puzzles. Some people like our Lego stuff. And, you know, put it together. I ain't mad at nobody. Everybody got a pastime. Some people read, you know. Some people watch Pornhub. Ain't that what you like to do? I didn't want to see if he was paying attention. He was. And he said, no. Not me, sir. You got me confused with another Johnny. You know what I'm talking about? Johnny Appleseed, that's what you think. Joanne, hush your mouth. Come on with it, man. Read 8:13 one more time.
Then I heard one saint speaking, and another saint said unto that certain which spake, How long the vision, the daily, and the transgression of desolation, to get both the sanctuary and the host to be trodden underfoot.
Say the Mikdash and the army of the saints gonna get trodden. Listen what he said.
And he said unto me, unto 2,300 days, then shall the sanctuary be cleansed.
Tell him what cleansed is. Oh, gaggle.
Sadak.
Righteous. He said, in the sanctuary be righteous after time is over with. Come on, verse, do we even need verse 15? Go ahead, you can read it, man.
And it came to pass when I, Daniel, had seen the vision and sought for the meaning. Then behold, there stood before me as the appearance of a man. And I heard a man's voice between Uli, which called and said, Gabriel, make this to understand the vision. So he came near where I stood, and when he came, I was afraid and fell upon my face. But he said unto me, understand, O son of man, for at the time of the end, the vision.
You say, understand this for a little minute, baby.
Now, as he was speaking with me, I was in deep sleep on my face toward the ground, but he touched me and set me upright.
And he said,
behold, I will make you know what shall be in the last end of the indignation, for at the time appointed, the end.
Tell him indignation.
Za'am, that's anger, indignation.
Go ahead.
The ram which you saw having horns, the kings of Media and Persia, and the rough goat, the king of Grecia, and the great horn between his eyes, the first king. Now that being broken, whereas four stood up for it, 4 kingdoms shall stand up out of the nation, but not in his power.
And in the latter time
of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full
of king,
of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences.
And understanding what?
Dark sentences.
Tell them understanding dark sentences, man.
Understanding is been, to discern, understand, to consider. And dark sentences is kadah, a riddle, a difficult question, a parable.
He got an understanding of parables. Insight, discernment of parables. That last king gonna stand up and have an understanding of the word. I hope you don't think these just random parables. Go ahead, man.
And his power shall be mighty,
but not by his what?
His own power.
We've already been looking at his power coming from the devil, and he shall do what?
Destroy wonderfully.
And shall what?
Prosper and practice.
And he shall destroy
the mighty and the Kadash people.
And through his what?
Policy.
Tell him what policy is.
Sekel, that's prudence, insight, understanding.
Through his understanding, he shall
cause craft to prosper in his hand.
Tell him what craft is. It should be deceit. Why did you do that? Now you can go back to your mom.
That's mere deceit or treachery.
So through his understanding, he gonna be able to deceive people. He gonna be able to have deceit prosper in his hand, and he shall do what?
Magnify in his heart,
and by peace
shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes.
But he shall be what?
Broken without hands.
He said the Lord ain't even gonna touch it. Go ahead.
In the vision of the evening and the morning, which was told true, wherefore shut you up the vision for it for many days. And I, Daniel, fainted and was sick. Days afterward, I rose up and did the king's business. And I was astonished at the vision, but none understood.
That man say, boy, he was sick. That man say, I seen that, boy, and I fell out, and I was sick for a few days, boy. I ain't even know how to deal with that. Let's look at something else. I mentioned this to y'all last night. Daniel 7, man. Daniel 7:21. What are you talking about?
I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them until the ancient
Trilla, what's good, my G? Go ahead.
Until the Ancient of Days came and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. But the 10 horns out of this kingdom, 10 kings shall arise, another shall arise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. And he shall speak words against the Most High. He shall wear out the saints of the Most High and think to change times and the laws.
Now, we talked about that change in times and laws, right? Tell them what that is, man. Tell them what that means. I want to see if y'all found it from last night.
That's Shanal. That's the change to be altered, to be changed.
So he was going to seek to alter and change the word.
And Dotha's decree or law.
Yeah, you can say that. She just being Joanne at this point.
And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time.
Now, we read it also in Isaiah 24, right? That they're going to change the ordinances. So where can you see this set time period, somebody doing this? Did you find it? That's Jeroboam. That's right. Let's go around there and look at it, right? 1 Kings chapter 12. Old Rehoboam, king of Yasharal, he tried to run the game. They pick it up at 25, man. So you can see the beast ain't nothing new under the sun, man. When you look at change, it's not changing the Sabbath day. When this man, remember what we just read, he casting truth down to the ground. He gonna make war against the word. So he gonna institute his own stuff. If he got anger against the Kadash covenant, what makes you think he gonna allow you to serve according to the covenant that he got anger against? And that he sat down and taught all the people who forsake it? Come on, man. 1 Kings 12 and 22.
And when Rehoboam was coming to Jerusalem, he assembled all the house of Yehuda with the tribe of Benjamin, 180,000 chosen men, which were warriors, to fight against the house of Yasharal, to bring the kingdom again to Rehoboam.
1 Kings 12 and 22? Or 26, my bad. That's 25.
I started.
Yeah, you can read 20, you can read 21, matter of fact.
Okay, that's what I just read.
Well, read it again.
All right. And when Rehoboam was coming to Jerusalem, he assembled all the house of Yehuda with the tribe of Benjamin, 180,000 chosen men, which were warriors, to fight against the house of Yasharal, to bring the kingdom again to Rehoboam, the son of Solomon.
You see, that's what the beast gonna have all these people coming to fight against you to bring the kingdom to him. Go ahead.
But the word of Elohim came unto Shemaiah, the man of Elohim, saying,
Speak unto Rehoboam,
the son of Solomon, king of Yehuda,
and unto who?
All the house of Yehuda and Benjamin,
and the remnant of who?
The people, saying,
Thus saith Yahuwah,
you shall not go up, nor fight against your brethren, the sons of Yasharal.
Go back home.
Return every man to his house, for this thing is from me. They hearkened therefore to the word of Yahuwah, and returned to depart.
Then Jeroboam
built Shechem and Mount Ephraim, and dwelt therein, and went out from thence and built Penuel.
And Jeroboam said in his heart,
now shall the kingdom return to the house of David.
If this people go up to sacrifice
in the house of Yahuwah at Jerusalem,
then the heart of this people
turn again unto Yahuwah, unto
their Lord,
unto Rehoboam king of Yehuda, and they shall kill me, and go again to Rehoboam king of Yehuda.
So notice this here, right? The only thing he was concerned with was the people not worshiping him and serving him. Notice what it said, right? Then shall the heart of this people be against me if they go serve Yahuwah like they supposed to. This is why the beast gonna make war with the woman and the remnant of her seed, because then your heart gonna be with him and not with me. So I can't let y'all do this. Come on with it, man.
Whereupon the king took counsel.
See, hold on, Paul. And you see what Jeroboam was concerned with? Power. That's what he was concerned with. See, money's not the corruptor. Power is the corruptor. But power only corrupt men who already corrupt in the heart. Power can't corrupt a pure-hearted man, because a pure-hearted man is going to deal with power and humility and justice. A pure-hearted man going to deal with power and righteousness, because he know the power ain't about him. The power come from Yahuwah. That's the only reason why he had it. So he gonna deal with it justly and wisely, because just like he told you, he said, you don't judge for man, you judge for Yahuwah. That's what he told the judges did. So he was letting them understand, no, you're not doing this for you. You're doing this for me. You represent me. See, a lot of people who preach the word, they forget about that. You're not preaching for man, you're preaching for Yahuwah. That means you represent him. You got to answer to him. He hired you, allegedly. You know what I'm talking about? Because there's a lot of people who don't work for the man, but yet they out here working thinking they finna get a paycheck. The man not finna pay you. You're not even on the payroll. You coming in there looking for a check. He be like, man, I ain't got you on my W-2. You gave me a W-9? You said you was an independent contractor. Oh, yeah, we don't deal with those. We only got W-2 employees over here. We don't want no, and a lot of people who preach the word and Code Call 2023, boy, they're independent contractor trying to get paid with a 1099, boy. You got to be on the payroll, man. That man paid taxes for his employees. And he paid them with his own blood. That's how he paid the tax. So you ain't had to pay him. No taxes come out your paycheck because he already took it out. Come on, man.
It said, whereupon the king took counsel and made 2 calves gold and said unto them,
Look what he did.
It is too much for you to go up to Jerusalem. Behold your gods, O Yasharal.
Come on, man. That man said, if it's too hard for you to go to Jerusalem, I got some gods for you right here.
Which brought you up out of the land of Egypt. And he set the one in Bethel, and the other he put in Dan.
And this thing became
a sin. For the people went before the one unto Dan.
And he made
a house of high places, and made priests of the lowest of the people, which were not of the sons of Levi.
What you think the beast gonna do? Now listen to what this thinking bastard did in verse 32. Listen to him.
Jeroboam ordained a feast in the 8th month.
In the what month?
In the 8th month.
In the what month?
8th month.
On what day?
15th day of the month.
Like unto the feast.
That is in Yehuda.
Now that's him changing times and laws. Yes. Now what you think the beast gonna do if you already got a king in Yasharal who done already done this? See, I know it's easy to say, see, they changed times and laws with the holidays, but these people were already serving these holidays. They just manipulated you to believe that they were scripturally based. But they didn't change the time and law to get you to do Easter and Christmas because they were never in the text. So they're not deceiving you with the word because it's not even aligned with the word. Okay, they switched to Sabbath day, but that's not something that has to come with the majority of people at large. Because the majority of people at large are not under persecution to keep a particular day. This man has literally said, hey, man, if you don't got to go to Jerusalem, I'm going to make a feast on the 8th day of the 15th month to look like the feast on the 15th day of the 7th month. Because how else can you deceive the people but what with the truth? Ain't that's what Satan did? And what did we just read in Daniel 8 this man going to have power to do? Will have understanding of dark sentences. He gonna know the word well enough to get you. That's why you got to know the word well enough not to get got. What I've been telling you for a long time. The devil know his lie. You better know God's truth. I tell you that. You know what I'm talking about? See, I ain't concerned with necessarily knowing Satan's lies. I'm more concerned with knowing his wiles, how he kick his game. You know what I'm talking about? But see, if you on top of Yahuwah's word, you ain't gonna get God. Because you're gonna be automatically able to identify that Yahuwah is not in that. So if Yahuwah is not in it, what am I gonna sit back and consider it for? Why am I investing quality time in the son that I've already determined Yahuwah is not in? See, we live in this time period where you feel like, well, they black, well, they know they. I don't give a damn who you is. Boy, if Yahuwah ain't in it, I don't want nothing to do with it. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you at. I don't care what you doing. It doesn't make no difference to me because I can't lose my soul trying to be cool. I can't lose my soul trying to show I'm down for the cause. You're lying to me. Because when I stand before that throne, what we talked about last night, well, that man don't want to hear no explanations, don't want no excuses, ain't having no conversation. Well, you going straight to condemnation if your name ain't in that book. And I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that. I'm not playing with my life like that, man. You know what I'm saying? See, a lot of people play with their life because you ain't never really been in no hard times. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all know who Dusty Rhodes is? He had a promo called Hard Times. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? People who've been through hard times view life a little different. Their perspective is different. They see things different. They move different. People who used to live in dainty, they have a hard time dealing with certain elements and things in life, man. That's why he take you through tribulation is forth to perfect you so you can understand what that means. You know what I'm talking about? Sometimes he put you in a situation where you got to have somebody extend mercy to you so you know how to extend mercy to somebody else. Sometimes he got to put you in a situation where you can learn up some type of spiritual endurance so that you can be able to take hard periods of time and never waver in your faith in Yahuwah. You know what I'm talking about? Sometimes he put you in situations and circumstances so you can learn some patience. Like he done showed patience with you. Sometimes he put you in situations and circumstances where you can exhibit forgiveness so you can see how he forgave you. All the while he teaching you this so that you can take on the attributes of Elohim and be perfected in the faith. We don't pay attention to that. Because we paying attention to doctrine and niggas instead of salvation and war. I ain't paying attention to doctrine and niggas. I don't care. I don't care nothing. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. You know what I'm saying? I done been around too much, man. Life too real to be caring about that, man. You know what I'm saying? It's too real to be caring about that. That's just me. I ain't talking about for nobody else. I'm speaking for me. You know what I'm talking about? I can't speak for what another man gonna do. But I know me, I don't give a damn. I don't care. I let a dumb nigga be a dumb nigga. I let a fool be a fool. I let a sucker be a sucker and a buster be a buster. I ain't thinking about you. I'm talking about, I ain't wasting no thoughts on you. What's the point? My soul got to be saved, man. At the end of the day, if we leave here today, boy, these niggas right here talking about we got to get ready. World War III gonna come to America's doorstep. I don't give a damn what comes to their doorstep. You know what I'm talking about? And you know why I say that? If you serving Yahuwah, why you give a damn about sinner wars for? And when I say sinner war, man, if they not coming to persecute us about the word, and I don't care about that. I don't care what the people got going on. What this man told you what happened, man? That man said, man, if you stand firmly on their word, man, 10,000 people that fall at your right hand, man, ain't nothing gonna happen to you. Ain't that what he said? I don't think they know that what he said. What that is, Psalm 91 said? Go and get Psalm 91 and 1, man. I don't know what you worry about that for, man. Do you trust Yahuwah or not? And if you die, so what? That man say, man, thus saith the Ruach, blessed are those who die in the Lord, yea, from henceforth, and their works do follow them. What you worry about that for? Unless you don't believe you're going to resurrect from the dead. And if you don't believe you resurrect from the dead, I feel sorry for you. What that nigga said a minute since, I feel sorry for your mother. You know what I'm saying? I feel sorry for you. Man, it's the greatest thing ever happened to me, man. I can't speak for nobody else. You know why? Because you got an opportunity to live. We was all walking around here in death, not even knowing it, for the most part. And when I say that, meaning we all knew we were going to die, but I'm talking about we were walking around mired in death, ain't even know it. You ain't even know, boy, your soul could be required at any minute at every moment of the day. You know what I'm saying? And we walk around here like you're going to see tomorrow. Nigga, you don't know if you're going to see the next 15 minutes. I definitely got a news alert this morning. I don't know why these niggas was outside 5:30 in the morning shooting dice. Niggas got shot in the leg shooting dice. But it looked like they were shooting at each other. You know what I'm talking about? Because, boy, there's a lot of things I'm going to be doing 5:30 in the morning. And shooting dice off Dunn Avenue or off Monaco Drive ain't one of them. Not in the parking lot of no apartment. I wouldn't care what day of the week it was. You know what I'm talking about?
Nigga activity.
It is nigga activities. But even when I was doing nigga activities, I ain't outside shooting dice at 5:30 in the morning. No, I ain't gonna shoot no dice. I'm selling rocks 5:30 in the morning. Shoot no dice. I ain't never shoot no dice because I ain't finna give nigga my money. We can go play some Madden. Shoot at my house. We ain't even got to go to Do Dirty House. I got a setup at mine. We can bet all night. I had mercy on this old boy. I'm talking about I used to tax John daily on NCAA. Knew he couldn't beat me. Yeah, you'd be in there trapping, man. He'd be like, you got bitch. I say, bro, come on, John, man. You know you can't beat me, bro. Like 14 games start. I said, John, you know you can't beat me, bro. Oh, let's play then. All right, 50. Skunk him. Let me get my 100. Because they already know if you get 21, boy, that double. Well, bet back then, 100? Yeah. Let me get my 200. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to even sell no dope tonight. I'm going to still sell it. You know what I'm saying? But you helped me out. You were young then. You were like 22 years old, man. You know what I'm saying? Nah, smoking blunts. You know what I'm talking about? Nigga definitely was not smoking cigarettes back to back. At that juncture of my life, I smoked a lot of marijuana. Damn, that's right. That was 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. You know what I'm talking about? Man, look at me. I ain't gonna lie to you. Not that they thought they were gonna die, but the realization to look up and tell my boy, you're gonna be 43, 44 years old when you're 21. That junk ain't even a tangible reality. Nigga ain't even thinking about seeing 20 years from now. Nigga trying to see tomorrow. You know what I'm talking about? And next thing you know, 20 years done went by. Shoot, boy, I've been out of prison 14. Them 14 years went quick. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? That's why you got to take advantage of the day where you got it. That's why he say, while today is today, hearken to his voice. You got to take advantage of the day while you got it, because you might not see the next day. Because the yesterday gone, so you can't do nothing about that. But you got to make sure you perfect today. And y'all willing you see tomorrow and perfect that day, because you can't even be concerned about tomorrow, because tomorrow may never come. You don't even know what tomorrow look like. The only way you think you know what tomorrow look like because you've crafted it in your mind. But in reality, you don't know what tomorrow look like. That's why people get caught off guard. But it was just a routine day. Ain't no such thing as a routine day. That's the arrogance of your pride that you done crafted in your mind that it's a routine day. Ain't no such thing as a routine day. The day is just the day and the evil thereof. And if you who will see fit, you can have good in that day. You know what I'm talking about? But you really don't know what's gonna happen in that day. That's why he tell you that don't boast on tomorrow. That man said that's evil for us to do that. That's why I always been telling you exactly what the word say to do. If Yahuwah will, Lord willing, if it be his will, that's the only thing you can say. Because sometimes we get caught up to think that we actually in control of our life. And the only thing that we in control of is the decisions that we make. That's the only thing that you can control. That's why I tell you don't get upset about things that you can't control. Because the only thing that you can control is you. And the only thing that you can control is the decisions and the people that you allow around you. Outside of that, you can't control how a person behaves. That's why I would tell you that man, if that woman wants to act X, Y, Z, then send her on her way because you can't control how she behaves. If that woman want to be a scallywag, then let her be a scallywag. What you upset about it for? That's saying you some peace. If that boy, if he a sucker, then don't hang with him no more. I told you, man, watching doggone whatever was, man, Bronx Tales, and then the nigga told her that, man, you lend a nigga some money, he run off with the bread, man. But shoot, let that nigga run away. Yeah, he gone. You ain't got to deal with him no more. I told her I gave my homeboy some rocks one time. I know the nigga smoking crack. I know what he came around here for. I'm going to give you this 50 slab. I ain't got to worry about you no more. He don't come back. And that's how Yahuwah see it. Who acting up? Who over there talking? Grandma? Grandma, what you over there talking about? No, nigga. Come on over here. Come on, Grandma. I ain't asking you again. Sit down, dude. You smiling, but you being disobedient. Come on now, I know you your whole life. You walk faster than that. What you over there talking about? I asked you a question. What you over there talking about? No, clearly you talking about something. Enlighten me, please. What you over there talking about? Look at me when I'm talking to you. What you over there talking about? Ain't nobody finna hit you. What you over there talking about? If you can't actually verbalize and speak, then I wager it's gonna have to be a corner outside on my patio here that you're gonna have to become acquainted with. Now, don't make this more difficult than what it needs to be. I'm asking you a question. All you have to do is give me a response, and then you can go back and sit down. But if you want to act like you stupid or a mute, then you're going to have to suffer a consequence. So the choice is yours. You can make this an easy situation, or you can make this more difficult on yourself. So I'm going to ask you again, what was you over there talking about? No, you were talking about something. What were you discussing? Please, I'd like to know. Because clearly your conversation is more important than what we got going on. So I'd like to be clued in on what y'all were discussing. So what was y'all talking about? Pick your face up. Ain't nobody gonna hit you. You're not embarrassed. Ain't nobody yelling at you. Ain't nobody doing nothing to you. What was y'all talking about? Huh? You don't know how to talk? Not yet. What was y'all over there talking about? Exactly. Absolutely nothing. That means it's not important. Sit down and hush your mouth. Where you at, sir?
Psalm 91.
Come on, Psalm 91.
He that dwell in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty.
Mm-hmm.
I will say of Yahuwah, my refuge and my fortress, my Elohim, in him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver you from the snare of the fowler.
He'll deliver you from the who?
Snare of the fowler.
Go ahead.
From the noisome pestilence.
Mm-hmm.
He shall cover you with his feathers, and under his wings shall you trust. His truth, your shield, and your buckler.
What is this, your shield and buckler?
His truth.
That man there in the face of Elohim, that's what's going to protect you. That's why we ain't worried about the beast. That's why we don't care about what these people going to do. I don't care nothing about what these people going to do. What I told you last night. Something that you should already know. You're too busy living to die instead of dying to live. Understanding that if you die to sin, if you die to the flesh, if you die to the world, if you die to the lust of the eyes and the pride of life, and the lust of the flesh, you'll live forever. So that means, what did Yahushua tell you? He said, don't fear what men can do unto you. These people can't do nothing but kill you, and after that, there ain't nothing else they can do. How can they kill that which is already dead? How can they kill the Ruach HaElohim and the Ruach HaElohim can't die, and you say you got this man Ruach HaKadosh in you? What you fearing these people for? I don't care what these people got going on. If you're going to kill me, then make it fast then. If you're going to lock me up, then go ahead then. I already been to prison. I don't care nothing about that. I look at death the same way I looked at prison, man. Man, my EOS date was November 30th, 2009. So either way it go, you're going to have to let me up out of here. You threatening me with the box don't mean nothing, nigga. I'm already in jail. You threatening me with death don't mean nothing. I already was going to die. So I don't care nothing about that. Nigga, I was already going to die. I just didn't know when, where, and how. So if you're going to kill me, go ahead and make it light on yourself, man. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm going to tell him just like Jeremiah, not to say I literally tell it, because, you know, he tell you don't meditate on what you're going to say. He'll give you what to say. We tell him just like what Jeremiah said, though. If you kill me, just know you got innocent blood on your hands, sucker. Let that be known. And let Yahuwah be esteemed. That's why I tell you, nigga, go to cussing you out, this, that, and the third. Don't argue back with that fool. Just let him know, let Yahuwah be esteemed. Praise God. Because if he put it in their mouth to do it, that's an honor to you. Because that's bringing esteem to him. Why you want to take the honor away from God? Because to defend yourself. You ain't got to defend yourself with these people. Man, look at, man, some of these niggas sinners, man. Some of them going to run their mouth. Eventually, we're going to get to it in the story of Absalom, but we didn't talk about it before. What Shimei did when he ran up on David? Cursed him, didn't he? What Joab said, let me kill him. Then David said, man, leave him alone. If Yahuwah bid him curse, let him curse. See, David had enough sense to know, man, that's a blessing from God, man. I mean, if I got to be if they got to blaspheme Yahuwah to dishonor me and disrespect me and curse me, that brings esteem to my Ben Shamahim. Let his will be done. I ain't arguing with this fool. I ain't got to. I'm down with Yahuwah. Man, when you down with Yahuwah, you don't care nothing about what these people got going on, man. Look at, man, you think I'm going to go on it, and I'm not saying that anybody is because I don't know. Let that be known. You think I'm going to go on an investigative journey about what a nigga got to say about me? I don't give a damn. Nigga, if you around here worrying about what somebody got to say about you, that means that nigga using your penis as a flute. Meaning he got it in his mouth. What you got another man's name in your mouth for? If you ain't speaking nothing positive. If you're not speaking a direct experience you had with him that might have been memorable. Or an exchange of ideas. If you just talking about a nigga because you don't like him or you don't like what he stands for, nigga, that's weird. Why are you investing energy into that? When you could be investing your energy in something more productive and beneficial for yourself and the people around you. We got to stop doing that. That's hoe activity. That's what hoes do. Well, that nigga done got aggressive in his old age. God, son, you doing it to yourself. You know what I'm saying? We got to start doing that, man. Because you know who's suffering when we focusing on that? The people at large. When I say the people at large, the people in your circle that you can add value to. We have had this conversation before, man. That's how I was raised. As a man, you want to add value to the people that you're around. You want to be useful and beneficial to your peer group, to your circle. And being beneficial to them ain't always about preaching. Man, everybody got a skill set and an ability to be valuable to their people. You know what I'm saying? Because if you can't be valuable to the people around you, how you going to be valuable to people on a mass scale? We be putting the cart before the horse. You know what I'm saying? You just got to be focused. What you want, Joanne? You don't want your daddy. You just want to come over here because your mama told you she ain't with your shenanigans. Come on. Come on, sis.
You shall not be afraid for the terror by night, for the arrow flieth by day, for the pestilence walk in darkness, for the destruction waste at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at your side.
How many gonna fall at your side?
1,000 and 10,000 at your right hand.
10,000 at your right hand.
It shall not come near you.
Won't come close.
Only with your eyes shall you behold and see the reward of the wicked.
The reward of who?
Of the wicked.
I done told you before, boy. Y'all know what that song say. I look forward to that. That man said you'll wash your feet in their blood so you know it's a reward for the righteous. You'll have people tell you, you shouldn't think like that. You're lying to me. He the one said it. Why wouldn't I look forward to it? That man said that's a reward for me because I denied myself and that these people blasphemed and hated him. He said, man, I can wash my feet in their blood. I want to clean them. Right in their blood too. With no regrets. I ain't got no problem saying it or nothing. And if a nigga don't like it, go to hell. I'm talking about the grave, far as I'm concerned, because you a coward. That man say his saints gonna have the high praises of Elohim in their mouth and a two-edged sword in their hand. To take this man's enemies and put him in chains and sunders and kill him. See, I ain't talking about no racist stuff, man. I'm talking about whoever hate my God, I hate you too. You know what I'm talking about? So if you an enemy of his, you an enemy of mine. And I ain't got no problem washing my feet in your blood if you an enemy of my people. And I ain't got no problem swinging no sword to knock your head off if you an enemy of my Elohim. Ain't got no problem with it. So don't. They're right here in Psalm 58 and 11. I give you 10. That man said, the righteous shall rejoice when he see the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked, so that a man shall say truly a reward for the righteous. Truly, he's an Elohim that judge in the earth. What you mean? See, a reason why I had to clarify that, because a lot of people hear that and they mind go to white folks. I don't care who you is, white, Negro, African, Asian, the East Indian, Polynesians, Anglo-Saxons. I wouldn't care. Well, if you an enemy of my God and you wicked boy, and you were down with the beast to blaspheme his name, his tabernacle, and the doggone host in Shamaim, then boy, I ain't got no problem washing my feet in your blood. I look forward to it if the Lord permit. I look forward to it. I desire it. He promised it to me. Ain't that what he just said? He said that's a reward for being righteous. So I can see that to the wicked. What you mean? Man, dude, crazy all our doors out here, man. So, Liz, I'm talking about babe, too. I'm like this here, man. I want to make sure I get it all in between my toes, man. Every bit of your blood. You know what I'm saying? You know why? Because you ain't had no problem getting that blood on your feet when you were spilling the blood of the saints. We read that Wednesday, didn't we? Said that whore Babylon had all the blood of the martyr and the saints of Yahushua in it. They ain't had no problem shedding your blood. So I ain't gonna have no problem washing my feet in theirs. Sure, Lane. And if you got a problem with it, you can unsubscribe. I don't give a damn. Yeah, I don't give a damn. You know what I'm talking about? And that's whoever. Nigga, I look at, man, nigga, if my own daddy was alive and he was against Yahuwah and he said kill him and wash your feet in his blood, that nigga be dead. Because boy, before I go against Yahuwah for my daddy, I'll kill my own self. I ain't going against Yahuwah for no walking human being on the earth. I ain't going against Yahuwah for my own turn. So ain't. Because guess what? Them children don't belong to me. They belong to Yahuwah. They belong to me on the natural level, but they belong to Yahuwah because I belong to Yahuwah. Remember what he told Aaron? You better not even cry for him. What you going to say when you know your children went against Yahuwah? You going to be mad at Yahuwah? Oh, I ain't mad at you. You see, Eli wasn't mad. Was Eli mad? He wasn't mad. He knew it is what it is. It was what it was. It's going to be what it's going to be. Them boys should have did what they were supposed to do. You can't be knocking women down at the door of the tabernacle, man. You can't be despised the sacrifice of Yahuwah and don't think a recompense coming for you. Come on with it, son.
Because you have made Yahuwah my refuge.
You made Yahuwah what?
My refuge.
Oh, man.
The Most High your habitation.
That's all you got to do, man. Just make Yahuwah your place of rest. Just dwell in him. I promise to you, man, ain't a better place to live. Ain't a better place to live. Ain't no sorrow at his house. Ain't no pain at his house. You know what I'm talking about? Ain't no none of that at his house. I'm going to read you this Job 5, though. Get it, Job 5, you know what I'm talking about, 17. Don Joanne, hush your mouth. Hey, Leah. Behold, Baruch is the man whom Elohim correct. Therefore, despise not the chastening of the Almighty. He makes sore and bind And bind up, any wound, and his hands make whole. Y'all know this one here, right? He deliver you out of how many troubles?
6.
Yea, even.
And 7, there shall no evil touch you.
That man already told you that. Y'all know what that is. What that is, Cindy? That Proverbs 24:16. Don't worry about it. Just man gonna fall 7 times. You rise from the dead. Just notice here, right? What the beast gonna be doing? All them 7 abominations. And that's why we don't get caught up in his craft that he coming with, because he gonna be speaking fair. But we know it's 7 abominations in his heart, and we not going for it. So we already know that we gonna get caught up in them 7 abominations, and we gonna get killed. But the man done prophesied you'll rise again. Because just like Yahushua rose from the dead, you'll rise from the dead. Because guess what? The beast coming with discord among brethren, is he not? So don't worry about it. The beast coming with shedding the innocent blood, is he not? So don't worry about it. He devising wicked imaginations, ain't it? His feet running swift to mischief, ain't it? He got a proud look, don't he? He bearing false witness, ain't it? So guess what? You're going to rise again. Just stand firm. Don't get caught up with what he's talking about. That's why he warned you about that. If he speak fair, it's 7 abominations in his heart. So when you see this man speaking all nice, whipping out these dark sentences and all this other stuff he got going on, I know the 7 abominations that you who are hating him, I'm not getting caught up in that. See, this is what I keep telling y'all about. We don't seek the testimony of Yahushua. Yeah, look at what we know. You can take this and effectively and tangibly use this so you don't get deceived, so you don't take the mark of the beast, man. So you ain't around here falling down worshiping an idol like a jackass. You know what I'm talking about? Now you out here marked for death because you were finna knock your whole head off your shoulders. You know what I'm talking about? That's it. That's what it's for, man. I keep telling y'all this, man. Boy, who is my witness before whom I stand, man? The testimony of Yahushua make the word infinitely easier to understand. And it should make it, if you lay it up in your heart, there should be no way that anybody should be able to lie to you. You know why? Because the word will be in you. He'll bring to memory what he said. So when somebody's saying this, he'll bring to memory what he said, and you know, oh, he lying. He lying. That's not what the book say. Because your soul on the line, man. Your soul on the line, man. Every day that this man let us breathe, our soul on the line. You know what I'm talking about? But see, this is the thing. This is the beauty of the deal. Once your soul gets sealed, all you got to do is just stand firm to the day that you expire and keep fighting the fight of faith at that point. Because you're locked in with him then. Because I can't see you getting sealed and you go back and live like a nigga. Go live like a sinner. Go live like a transgressor. Go live like a rebel. Go live like a worker of iniquity. I can't see you doing that if you've been sealed. I can only see you doing that if you're faking like you sealed. There has to come a point where you hear the word and it do something to your heart. Yes, Ruth. Because if it ain't doing nothing to your heart, it's not the word, it's you. Because the man say, I'm going to speak to your heart. That thing supposed to enter into your lab. It's supposed to do something for you. It's supposed to teach the inner man. That's what it's supposed to do. If it can't get into your heart, it's because your heart made of stone. He ain't gave you that. You want them fleshly tables of the heart, man, where he can write his word at. Because where he can write that word at on that fleshly table of the heart, he could dwell at. See, he can't dwell in this, man, because we won't get the uncleanliness out. All we want to do is argue and boast and brag about how we the Israelites, boy, and you mired with all manner of wickedness in your heart. You can't get it out because the information, boy, I'm talking about, boy, we spiritually constipated as it comes to the heart because the things that ought to be purged out, you can't get them out because they ain't giving you the proper laxative to remove it. You know what I'm talking about? Man, I don't give a damn what a nigga doctrine talking about. Can what you teaching me, can it get the lust out? Can it get the uncleanliness out? Can it get the blasphemy out? Can it get the unbelief out? Can it get the pride out? Can it get the murders out? Can it get the evil eye out? Can it get the inordinate affection out? Because if it can't get that out, it's not profiting me. And if it's not profiting, why would I be affiliated with it? If saving my soul is what it is that I say that I seek to do. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if saving your soul is not what you out for, then it don't matter. It don't matter. I'm talking about saving your soul. I'm talking about if eternity is important to you. That's what I'm talking about. If eternity is important to you. If it's important to you that you can see your Abba and Shamahin's face and live. If it's important to you to dwell in his presence. If that's important to you. Because if that's not important to you, then it don't matter. These are questions that every man and woman have to ask themselves. This ain't something I'm telling you. You got to look in the mirror and ask yourself that. What's important to you? Do you know what I'm talking about? Because what's important to you is what you see. It's like this here, right? This is what you hear a lot of brothers complain about, and I understand why they complain about it. You got a lot of women in this society. They done went through fire with a man. They gave that man his all. She come to you and don't want to give you nothing. You know what I'm saying? But feel like you're supposed to give her the best of the world. She can't even give you her best. That's how we come to Yahuwah. You've been out here in the world and you gave the world your all. You went through fire for these people. You jumped through hoops for these people. You know what I'm talking about? You gave them your best. And then you come to Yahuwah and you like, nah, I ain't got nothing for you. You need to take care of me. Because if you were God, I should have went through this or went through that or whatever you call it. But you won't give him your best. You don't want to know the hallmark of a wife? She give her husband her all. She give him her all. Every last bit of her effort. She give him her all. Because it's important to her that she give him her all, because giving him her all is how he'll be able to give her the proper benefit that she desire from him. You know what I'm saying? See, you want all of Yahuwah, but you don't want to give all yourself to him. That's not how that man ain't operating with that. Tricks and simps out here in the world to do it, but Yahuwah ain't a trick or a simp, so he's not gonna do it. What did he tell you in Deuteronomy 6:4? What did he say he wants? Love me with your whole heart, your whole mind, your whole soul, and all your strength. He wants the best up out of you. And your best is your best. You know what I'm saying? It's not meaning that your best, you don't need to compare your best to this person's best. All your best mean is that you expend everything you have to give. Because you know why? Everybody in life has expended what they had to give for somebody who didn't deserve it. So now you feel like because you did it for somebody who didn't deserve it, you ain't going to do it again. See, you a selfish nigga. See, you really coming through and you getting with somebody that you don't really love. You just tolerating them and you feel like they ought to give you their best while you give them nothing. And if somebody willing not to give you their best while you give them yours, they need to be ejected from your life. And that's what Yahuwah going to do to you. You don't see you on. You ain't gonna hold back with me. Give me your best like you gave the world your best. Give me your best like you gave the nations your best. Give me your best like you gave Satan your best. Because some of y'all gave Satan your best for a long time. You know what I'm saying? You gave him all your strength and attention. Why you can't do that for your Redeemer? He gave you his best. You know how he gave you his best? He gave you his life. He gave you his life. And I'm talking about twofold too. He gave you his life on the stake, rose from the dead on Pentecost, gave you life again because he gave you the Ruach HaKodesh. Why you can't give him your best? You ain't do nothing to earn it, and you ain't deserve it. That was strictly because he merciful, because he just, because he righteous, because forgiveness was with him so that you might fear him. Oh man, praise you. You can't turn that down, man. You know what I'm talking about? You got to sit back and you got to weigh that out because everybody got to sit back and look at. If it wasn't for the word, what would you be doing? And if you could even imagine what would you be doing, and you know that you don't want to be doing what you probably would be doing, then why are you not giving this man your best? See, we get in this here and we forget about that. Some of y'all would be on drugs, not necessarily hard drugs. I'm just talking about on drugs. Some of y'all would be whoring. Some of y'all would be fornicating. Some of us would be idolaters. Some of us would be drunks. Some of us would still be out here lying. Some of us would be out here fussing and fighting. Some of us would be out here committing adultery. Some of us would be murderers, whether with a weapon or hating people in your heart without cause. A lot of us would be covetous, caught up with all manner of cares and affairs of this life to our own destruction. And that man snatched you up out of that and gave you life. And this how you repent? You got to think about that, man. That man said, I seen you in your blood. Ain't nobody love you to come wash you out your blood, but I did. Ain't that what he said? We talked about it during Tabernacles, didn't it? That man said, I seen you when you was in your blood. Nobody loved you enough to wash you up out of this here. I told you while you was in your blood, live. He said, it's a time of love, man. You know what I'm talking about? He said, boy, I entered into a covenant with you and you became mine. That man said, I seen you in your sin and I still love you. and I cleaned you up and told you to live and stand up clean, and you said, man, screw you, man. I want to be a sinner like these people. You gotta think about that, man. Now, when he talking about doing that to us coming up out of Egypt on a national scale, but then think about that on a personal scale. He's seen every last person in this room, every last person on this screen, every last person in this clubhouse room. Well, that man seen you when you was in your blood, and he came to you and said, live. When that word came to you, that man came to you and said, live. That man came to you and said, live, man. Well, you was in all manner of sin. Whatever that sin was you was in, that man seen it, and he said, live. It wasn't nothing because of you. It wasn't no righteousness or justice or kadoshness because of you. It's because of the mercy that's in him. So Elohim love, he extend the love, and you ain't going to give it back when you should be dead and in the ground, waiting to go to hell. Come on, man. Think about that for a moment. Weigh that out. Think about what direction, and I know that's a difficult task, to be honest with you, because some of y'all been in the word for a while, so your mind probably can't even conceive it. You know what I'm talking about? To a certain extent. You know what I mean? But just think about, man, where would your life be at without him? 9 times out of 10, you wouldn't have no children, or at least children that you live under a roof with, because some of you probably would have been misusing your seed and impregnated an unworthy woman. You know what I'm talking about? Now you're stressed, sitting at the bar every night, drinking Fireball, White Hennessy, fine champagne cognac, always at the weed hole. Can't smoke enough weed to get your mind right. Trying to feel better by laying up with different women. You know what I'm talking about? No rhyme, reason, or focus or guidance for your life. 9 times out of 10, you ain't going to listen to nobody telling you no better, because you're going to be so hard in your pride that you're going to feel like can't nobody tell you nothing. I don't think none of y'all would probably ended up in the street, probably except for Lisa over there, jumping up out of doggone burglar bar. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, running up and down the street, swinging on people, jumping back in the car and running away. You gotta think about that type of stuff, man. Shoot, some of us could be dead. Yeah. Already dead. Man, the most terrifying thing in this world is to go in there, get ready to close your eyes and take that last breath, and that heart take that last beat, and you know you ain't know Yahuwah before you left here. You know what I'm talking about? Do you consider that? Do you weigh that out when you make the decisions that you make? Amen, Misha. Amen. Do you consider that when you talk to people about it? You got to consider that, man. Our lives on the line, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. Like I say, man, most of us in here, shoot, the mass majority of all of us only know each other because of Yahuwah. That's it. That's the connector. You understand? You pay attention to that? That the connector is the source of life. That why all of us are connected. You connected because of life, not because of some type of kinship, not because some type of friendship that was forged over a period of time. The friendship that got forged is only forged because the emanator of life brought you together in him for you to be connected to one another. That's the reason why we know each other. You know what I'm talking about? With the exception of my mama and sister, them the only people I knew without no word that are sitting in this room. You know what I'm talking about? You got to think about that, man. So that means Yahuwah saw fit for a group of people to be connected to one another through him, so they all could magnify him. That's the key point, so they could magnify him. So that I'm telling you this here, so that your faith strong, so when you come across this pussy nigga who talking about he God, and all the goofies who running with him, that you'll sit back and remember when I was in my blood in the throes of death, that man told me to live. So I don't give a damn what you talking about. If you gonna kill me, nigga, get it over with. If you gonna lock me up, what you waiting for? I don't care nothing about that. Well, I was dead a long time ago. And he told me to live. So what you gonna do? You ain't talking about nothing. You ain't talking about nothing. Look him dead in the face and say to die Mashiach again, you take me out. I'm going with the Lord. That's far better. What is you talking about? Because perfect love cast out fear, because fear got torment. He that got fear ain't made perfect in love. And Elohim is love. And he showed his love first that he laid his life down for. So you can look him dead in the face and say, man, I would tell you something disrespectful. and invite you under my clothes because I know that'll make you mad, but I ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna tell you, man, praise be to Yahuwah Elohim, and do what seems right under you. But just know you're gonna have innocent blood on your hands. You put your hands on me. You know what I'm talking about? Job chapter 5, man. Verse 19. He shall deliver you in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch you. In famine he shall redeem you from death, and in war from the power of the sword. You heard what he said in what?
In war.
Man, look here, man. He can deliver you from, what can the sword do? What's the power of the sword? And if you live and if you believe that Mashiach is the life and the resurrection, will you ever taste death? Absolutely not. So the power of the sword can't do nothing to me. So whether he deliver me from the literal sword or you kill me with that sword, I'm still delivered from the power of the sword, because he that had part of the first resurrection, the second death ain't got no power. So pussy nigga, what did you do to me? You ain't do nothing to me. You understand what I'm telling you, man? Man, you can't have no fear, man. These people are going to try to cast faith to the ground. Your faith got to be strong before they do it. Therefore, they can't cast it to the ground out your heart. You know what I'm telling you, man? All this other stuff, I've been taking this here, man. I'm not talking to you about being no Israelite, because that ain't going to put nothing in your heart when these people come for your life. I'm not finna talk to you about not eating no pork chops, nigga. You already know not to do that. Shoot, you know what I'm talking about? I'm not talking about you these things that don't matter. That stuff don't matter, man. And niggas dying out here, bro. Niggas dying out here, man. I'm talking about literally and spiritually. They dying out here. And we say we God's people and we arguing about nothing and talking about nothing while these people out here dying. You know what I'm talking about? We around here talking about, man, let's make the United Nations acknowledge us as Israelites. What that's going to do for that nigga in the hood, man? What that's going to do for that little boy who just got molested? What that's going to do for that boy that don't understand why we suffering like this? When I call out to God, why he don't do nothing? What that's going to do for a little boy like me when I was a young man? I'm looking at this book and suddenly telling me that I need to know what's in it, but I don't understand it. And ain't nobody here to explain it to me. What that's going to do, man? What that's going to do? Or do we not care? You know what I'm saying? Have you forgotten what the purpose of this thing was for, which was to magnify Yahuwah and win souls? Because that's what this thing is for, man. This thing ain't for your selfish desires. This thing ain't for your what I'm saying, your devices and plots and plans and movements that you want to create. This thing is for the magnification of Abin Shamahim through Yahushua HaMashiach and the saving of souls. That's what this thing for, first and foremost. And if you don't understand that, you hustling backwards. Straight up and down. And I don't care who don't like what I said. I stand on that. You can come holler at me face to face and we can talk about it. And you can smell my cologne. It's Killian Apple Brandy. Yeah, I smell like a drunk. It smells fantastic too. You know what I'm talking about? With a little X and O brandy. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. You don't know nothing about that. You used to brandy, you look like you used to go in there and get a dry martini with an olive. I know it. You look like a nigga drinking martini. Sit at the bar and sip it to my look at it. He gonna notice me if I drink it dainty. That's what you used to do. You used to do it. That's what you New York niggas like to do. Y'all only go to the bar to try to pick up men. What you in there for? Oh, so y'all in there to be drunk. How you gonna have a good time in a watering hole? You don't dance in no bar. Bars ain't no club. That's a drinking place. You're dancing because you're drunk. Most bars ain't even big enough for you to really dance. I've been to a lot of drop a lot of niggas off. Bars are bars. They don't change. A club and a bar is two different things. That's what I'm saying. A club, listen, a club is not a bar. A club has a bar in it. A lounge is a little different. A bar is the specific purpose to drink. But I mean, most bars don't have large dance floors. You're dancing in between tables because you're drunk. Oh, clearly you frequented it. What you used to go in there and drink? You had fun being drunk, huh?
No, I never really gotten drunk.
That's what every drunk say.
I only got drunk a few times, but
Classify for you. What?
classify a few.
You heard what I said.
Maybe like 5 times in my life I might have got drunk.
And how many times you went and drank? 5.
No, I think I drunk a lot, but I only got.
Oh, you were drunk. You know what's funny? Nigga classify I was only drunk, and really you were drunk every time. But that's what everybody who drunk. No, listen, right?
Like you ask questions, you wait for a certain. Oh, you were.
Oh, I listen.
Designated driver, so I never really got drunk.
One thing I know about niggas, they ain't never care about the designated driver being drunk. Not if the designated driver was drinking.
You gotta stop drinking first. You gotta stop drinking sober up earlier.
Sober up early. No, I say that is because most people who drink, they don't never think they were drunk. I wasn't drunk. That nigga was pissing. You know what I'm talking about? Now you know what people be looking at as drunk? Falling all out, pissy drunk. You know what I'm talking about? Slurring your word, but most of the time, everybody be drunk. No, that drunk you talk about is inebriated. See, you were inebriated. You know what I'm talking about? I only been drunk about once in my life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, nah, man, he was out there drinking some old gin, man. No, it didn't make me go to sleep. I went to sleep. I take back. I think it was 2. It was 2. I remember one time we was in Justina, man, me and Booby, man. I forgot what we were drinking, but I know that I'm like, boy, I feel hot. Man, I'm in the back seat. I know we left from Justina, man. Went back to dang, I forget the name of the apartment, but they off Art Museum Road. Them niggas went in the house. You know what I'm saying? They ain't even bothered me. I knew they had went in the house because all of a sudden I'm like, damn, it's cold out here. You know what I'm talking about? They had no wall. I ain't even drink that much. I only drank sparingly anyway. Marijuana never did me like that. That's why I stayed with it. You know what I'm saying? Marijuana never did me wrong. Not one time. Alcohol don't do you right. You know what I'm saying? Alcohol do you wrong. I told you, man, I know people that had sex with people they ain't want to have sex with allegedly because of alcohol. But I can believe it because alcohol make you drop your inhibitions. The things that you wouldn't do when you were sober, you'll do it when you're drunk. You know what I'm saying? I do know that. Things that you wouldn't do when you sober, you'll do it when you're drunk. Because it take all your discipline away. Yeah, take it all away. Give you courage you never had, do all type of stuff. That's why people talking about a drunk mouth, speak so all the time. No, he got his courage is there. See, he ain't had the courage to say what was on his mind before he was drunk. Now he ain't got no inhibition about you beating him up because he drunk. Yeah, man, that's how drunk go. That says here a cup full of bad decisions. What that liquor is. That's why the Lord told you not to be one, because He already know what's gonna happen. Get on that alcohol, you're gonna make a lot of bad decisions. Because the alcohol gonna control you. You ain't in control of yourself. That's why I never drank, because it didn't allow me to have control over my faculties. So why would I volunteer to do something that wouldn't allow me to have control over myself? I wasn't gonna abdicate control over myself for some nasty tasting liquor for a momentarily good feeling to feel bad afterwards. It didn't make sense. The whole way through. The whole way through. Nigga, this junk nasty. Like it ain't even too many, unless you're dealing with a mixologist. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about a bartender. I'm talking about a mix. Look at she talking about, yeah, I knew me a few.
Yeah, you gotta go to the right part list.
No, ain't no right part, man. I mean, you got to actually go somewhere where they selling high-end liquor. She just shaking her head like this here. I knew a few. That's how we know you was out here fighting. You make a good mix, right? That nigga ain't no bartender. My homegirl, a professional mixologist. She been a bartender for damn near 20 years. That nigga travel. She do pop-ups. She come to your house, nigga, and serve the drink. Oh, yeah. That nigga professional. Shoot, she been drinking since she was 14. She better. I'm not exaggerating. No, that's the chat I told the man, her mama bought her some liquor, left us with her daughter. Nigga, this nigga was 14 at the time. You know what I'm talking about? I was like, damn. That nigga got drunk. And my homeboy was like, man, I said, nah, bro. Me and Fat Boy were like, nah, bro, we finna put her in the bed, bro, and we going home. Nigga, nah, you talking about good? Nigga, I'm not going to jail for that. You know what I'm talking about? And one thing for certain, 17, 18, oh, yeah. I wouldn't care if she was my age. Nigga, that is sexual assault. You going to prison. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Nigga, that's two things went through my head. I don't want no vagina that she is not consciously aware that she giving to me. You know what I'm talking about? Because that ain't no fun. And then two, you going to jail. And boy, the last thing I wanted, what you in here for? Yeah, man, I hit this chick. She was drunk, bro. Now you gotta register as a sex offender. Nah, bro. I'm not doing that. Absolutely not. Well, all my mind was really, I ain't going to jail. I'm not going to jail. You know what I'm saying? Can't do it. Come on, man. What we was holding?
We gonna get to that Absalom.
Oh, we ain't gonna get to Absalom today. I can tell you that right now. We ain't gonna get to Absalom today. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to add a little bit. I wanted to hit. Yeah, I'm finished with it. I really wanted to get, because we didn't get to chapter 8, and it had mentioned that abomination of desolation in it. You know what I'm talking about? And the other things that this man got going on. You know what I mean? But I think we hit enough verses for one day. It's 10 minutes to 6. So, hallelujah for y'all who shot the word, man. I appreciate y'all trying to see it, and bless y'all the house of Elohim in the name of y'all who shot, man. Y'all willing, we'll be back on Wednesday dealing with this particular matter. I don't even remember, man. I think what it called? I think Purim ain't till what, March? I was told you had an idea for it. What you looking crazy for? Would you like to share it? Or you want me to share it? I don't know it, so you gotta share it. Ha ha! Hey, where y'all going? I don't recall anybody telling you to remove your buttocks from your seat. Y'all don't get up when you're in school and just walk out. So I don't know why the hell you think you're gonna do it here. When you're dismissed, you'll be dismissed. And when you get dismissed, you're going out my house, right out the front door. Y'all can't go out the back door no more because you tore my screen door up. That's why I don't send them out the back no more. Go ahead. Children, be quiet. Hush your mouth. You ain't got nothing to talk about. Your lives ain't exciting. You ain't got no important times to share. What you gonna talk about? You took a dump this morning? What you ate for breakfast? All right then. Go ahead.
I wanted us to give gifts to one another, so we can pull like out of a.
She want to do a secret Santa. I'm just getting. Well, if you wasn't holding that baby, put the baby down. In March, I believe. If it's early March or late February, go ahead.
We will come up with a budget for everyone to get whoever they want.
Yeah. They gonna come up with, because Purim they exchange gifts. Previously we done did gifts in a different fashion. Y'all know what it is. I ain't got to go into that. And that can still be done if you would so choose. But for those of y'all that's out of town, if you want to participate in said activity, just let me know so your name can be added to the pot. You know what I'm talking about? Oh no, they ain't getting no gift.
Okay, never mind.
That wasn't for children. That was for grown folk. And Purim, nah, I'm trying to get it.
We give some tasks.
Yeah, I got to give for them.
We outnumber as adults.
I'm trying to tell you. Shoot, I ain't gonna lie to you. Most of them don't deserve no gift. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't gonna lie to you. Man, look here, man. Y'all know, y'all in the house with them. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just get them stuff because they your churn. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all come from a different time. Y'all a little soft with the churn. You know what I'm talking about? But I come from a time, boy, where you ain't getting nothing. Oh, you out of pocket? You ain't getting nothing. I got to keep talking to you? You ain't getting nothing. You know what I'm talking about? You don't like to listen? You give me lip? You give me attitude? You ain't getting nothing. And I say when you ain't getting nothing, nigga, you're lucky you get something for birthday and Christmas messing around.
Right. I got stuff taken back.
Who? I have too.
Real nigga activity.
Real nigga activity. Let me go and get my money back. This old ungrateful, disrespectful, rude bastard right here. You know what I'm saying?
She took it back. My money back.
No, man, Mom Duke when he got her money back. You know what I mean? And that's just being honest, though. You know what I mean? Hey, man. It is what it is. I ain't say that to be funny, because I know a lot of these good children in here don't listen. Look how they act. And I ain't talking about acting like they just so far out of pocket. You can tell the ones who listen and who give you a little lip, give you a little attitude, because you can see how they catch an attitude when we together. That's not to say that they horrible children. I'm just talking about, you know what? I know there'll be a couple times you be like, boy, I'm going to part your head from your scalp, you hard-headed bastard. Like, Muffin ain't no bad child, but she give you some lip. And they're definitely lazy, catch an attitude. She got the other night. That joint was funny. No, she catch no fade. That nigga got up to about, I can't sleep. He said, oh, yeah? Well, go ahead and wipe that table off and sweep over there in the dining room. And you're lucky I just washed these dishes, because that's the cap game. I can't sleep.
Got some work for you.
I got some work for you. See, I was finna spare. I'm like, man, go ahead on and get in the bed. Nah, boy. Mom Duke say, come on over here, man. I got something for you. I don't know why children come to you talking about I can't sleep. What the hell you expect me to do?
That's the basic. I told you one time to say, no, you count to about it.
No, I got watch the movie in your mind, nigga. Get in the bed. Yeah, they can want a lot of things. I want you to go get in the bed, because I ain't that daddy. Come to me talking about I can't sleep. Well, hell, you better go figure it out, because you ain't finna sit up here with me. No, like you said though, you've been up all day, you've been at school, you've been playing. Why are you not tired? Nigga, I got up at 8 o'clock. I was tired 30 minutes later. Am I old? Is my testosterone low? What's going on? I want to go to sleep. You want to sit up all night? Man, please, get out my face. But when it's time for you to get up in the morning, you don't want to get up. That's the crazy part. You can't sleep, but Saturday morning, you the first person up. Looking at a nigga like this here. Shoot, they can talk about a lot of things. I'm gonna tell you go get in the bed. That boy stunned. You stunned him. You gotta give him a sec. He's stunned. Yeah, he's stunned. That boy stunned. But hey, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all willing, man. We'll be back at Wednesday, man. I love y'all, man. Yahuwah Baruch. Till the end, man.
No, she got popped.
I know I saw.
I ain't popped hard.